take it off the...
We are live from the Thistle. This is the Homeowners Show. My name is Kevin Hackett. I don't even know my name. You did this the other night. My name is Kevin Hackett. Here with me is Greg Williams.
Hello, and welcome to Homeowners Show. We are so glad that you guys could join us on the election night 2024.
Here we go, y'all.
It's already rolling in. We got results coming in down the pipeline. Guys, it's going to be an interesting night. Stuff is already happening.
It is.
It's going to be a freaking nightmare. That's just.
I don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, I do not know what's going to happen.
So we've already been having a good time. We've been rolling out the good treats. Chef Trennis made us these incredible chicken goat cheese biscuits with like a blueberry thing on there.
Amazing.
I know.
Are y'all enjoying this food?
Y'all
out
having
here?
some biscuits out there?
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. They're having beer. They don't want to talk to us.
They're starting early. Awesome.
So we got special guest Shaun Breeden sitting down in the in the very appropriate patriotic onesie. I feel like you need to be able to do like an eagle caw.
I didn't expect it. I'm just saying. When he walked in, I didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Your eyes have to be focused.
I couldn't look
Kevin,
away.
I'm up here.
I couldn't look
Eyes
away.
up here, buddy.
I know. I get it.
Well, let's go ahead and start rolling through it. We have some states already reporting.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's report.
Yeah. So we've got. Let's see. Already called for Trump is Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and West Virginia. So he's already up to 95. And then for Harris, let's see, what are they calling for Harris? Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Maryland.
Yeah, I've actually got a different number. I'm already up at 105.
105 and 7. Oh, you got 72 for Harris on that one.
Harris,
yeah. So we're getting differing reports.
Yeah, she's jumped on my list. So yeah, she's already gotten Missouri, Indiana, Tennessee. I don't think you've got those yet.
No, I do not. What Tennessee for Trump?
You got?
For Trump.
Oh yeah, those are Trump. Let's see. For her, I don't know. She's got 72.
72, is that what we're... yours says 105, 72. Mine is a more conservative list.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens.
All right.
There
we go.
But anyway, so any... Yeah, see, he's got the same one I do.
Man, y'all just went straight to Google.
Let me
This
ask
is
both
Fox
you guys.
News.
Any wild predictions for the night? You think we're going to actually find out tonight?
No chance.
Oh, yeah, not at all. All I know is that I wrote in Kanye.
Oh.
So I'm ready for it.
Okay.
I'm ready
All
for
right.
anything.
You just want to see it on the board.
That's right. Show me
You're
Kanye.
probably not the only one. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Well, here's the thing. I will say that a lot of the states that have in the past have said that they were going to report that have historically reported late are saying we've got systems in place to report tonight.
Right.
So we'll see.
Florida is the one that's really like up their game. Like they count the early ballots ahead of time. They have them all tabulated, and then it's all electronic day of.
Okay.
And so like that's like we already have Florida.
Yeah.
And I mean for those that remember the debacle of 2000, you know the dimpled Chad.
Oh man, it took forever.
Yeah. So like they just abandoned that system altogether, which you know good on them.
They should have.
Rightfully so.
Well, can we actually call that a system?
I don't know.
It wasn't a system.
No,
It was
it
definitely a
wasn't.
Chad system.
It was 100%.
So, well, let's go ahead. We have several sponsors we need to be getting through tonight.
That's right.
Where's my list? I want to make
got
sure
it.
you got it.
Yep. We're going to start off. We're going to start off with our every month sponsor. Right.
Right.
We're going to start off with Lone Star Appliance Repair.
Which, sad story, they ended up not being able to make it tonight.
Super bummer.
I know, but they have a really cool special going on right now because of the holiday season. It's 3 appliances you can get checked out. I think it's for like $175.
What?
Yeah, just get all 3 of them inspected. Like, you know, and like for the families like we were talking about before that, like, maybe you don't use your stove every week. Maybe, like, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. Your dishwasher, it's making a funny noise. You hadn't used the stove in a while, and the refrigerator isn't as cold as it used to be. You can get all 3 of them checked out for like one.
See, normally, isn't it like I don't know exactly.
I don't know their pricing exactly,
it's around
but
$100.
it's a deal is what it is.
It's around $100 to have them come out. So 3 for $175. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Plus, now do they have a subscription?
They do have subscription.
They do have
options.
subscription for like maintenance and you know and things like that. So you can sign up to get your dishwasher cleaned on a regular basis. You can different things like that. But anyway, it's an incredible business, guy. They're running specials for the holiday season. You can give them a call at 936-647-2364. And then we do have our good friends from True Texas Solar here tonight.
That's right.
Representing in Mass.
There's one of them.
Guys,
Doing the wave.
He's my most. I haven't told you this before. You're my most favorite member of the entire team.
That's true.
What other solar company has a meteorologist on their team?
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
I think when we run the ad for this on a regular basis, we talk about that a lot, and I don't think people believe us. So we'll have to bring him up so people understand.
Right.
We know this guy. He's a real person. And
he knows weather.
He knows what's going on.
That's right.
So
he doesn't know whether or not someone's going to win tonight, but he knows the weather.
Yeah,
He
what's
might-
the
he might know
political
something.
forecast look like?
I don't know.
You can read the tea leaves.
That's right.
So,
right.
But anyway, you can give them a call at 936-286?
Yep.
6325?
That's 8325.
8325. I'm so sorry. Let
Craig
Kevin read
needs
it.
some glasses. That's
Getting
fine.
my old man
936
spectacles on.
286-8325. Here's the other thing I know. I will make a bold prediction. One of these things is not like the other up here, y'all.
I did feel, yeah, we did do it in a stage.
It's a progression.
Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a progression of beard.
Yeah, you were getting a little too uppity for me. That's why I brought Shaun in.
He's like, let me show you what a real beard looks like.
To give me so much sass about my stash, I was like, that's fine.
You got to do something. Yeah.
There's
That's all right.
always somebody better.
There's no doubt. No doubt. I'm trying, man.
That's
I'm
fair. I
trying.
saw an Armenian woman out there that had a full
beard.
beard.
He
It
had
was
3
beautiful.
braids that he braided together. Is that the,
Had a soup in it.
Oh,
Is it-
man.
oh.
Chicken deep breaded.
Yeah.
you gotta like sort of part the Red Sea in order to get a spoon in there. Is
Hey.
that the,
You joke.
But it's
You
delicious.
joke. Yeah.
No,
So
there's
handy.
nothing worse than getting soup on the stash or the beard. Yeah.
No, it's hard to get out.
So I'm gonna tell you guys there's a nightmare scenario
Okay.
for tonight that I think is a real possibility.
All right, bring it.
So here's the way it goes. Is there's a good chance that Trump can sweep kind of the Sun Belt. You know, he can get the ones that are not going. Like all the swing states in the South, essentially, right? So if he gets Georgia and North Carolina, and then Arizona, Nevada, right, and then Kamala gets Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin. Okay, if she takes those, she'll win 270 to 268. Here's the problem. Is the Census Bureau has already made it be known that they made a big mistake in 2020 and didn't reallocate electoral college points to states like Florida,
Okay.
which would have given them 2 additional points.
Oh, wow.
So if it goes down that way, you have precedent, and he has a court case ready and loaded in the gun to fire if it goes down that way.
Wow.
That he can send that to the Supreme Court and go, hey, Census Bureau messed up in 2020. We didn't count the people right, and then we're in full chaos
Yeah.
for months.
For a long time.
And like it may be like a January thing where we still don't even know because it's all tied up in court.
Right.
Because of 2 points.
Because then that's people unrepresented. So
Yeah.
if they're unrepresented, it's unconstitutional.
Right. Yeah, and that'll be his whole point. And they've already said, yeah, we can't turn it up anymore. Then it'll start feeding back. Sorry.
We'll talk louder.
I'll tell you, if you guys are having trouble hearing us in the room, you can pull up pull it up on YouTube, it will give you subtitles on there.
It'll be delayed by about
3 seconds.
Yeah.
But, you'll get it in context. It's fine. We try and speak up as much as we can.
yeah.
So, but anyway, that's sort of the nightmare scenario, right? Is it could be tied up in court for months, and sort of rightfully so.
Right.
Because if he wins all those and he takes Florida was the one that was supposed to get 2 Electoral College points,
Right.
and they didn't because the Census Bureau counted wrong.
Exactly.
And
wouldn't
admitted
be-
it.
And it wouldn't be something like Al Gore in 2000.
Right.
Right. This is
That's
actually
exactly what we
legit
need.
Case.
That's right. Just put the cherry on top of this whole election Sunday. But anyway.
Hey, here's some breaking news. Jill Stein from the Green Party, 0 electoral votes.
Oh, man. I
That-
really didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that
Some
was
weird and exciting stuff there, Shaun.
Yeah, take that world. You weren't ready for it.
Nobody was.
No.
Well, and just to come up behind that is Chase Oliver. I mean, he's chasing her.
Oh, they're neck and neck.
I mean, he's down by about 3,000 votes
That's right.
nationwide.
They're bumping up to 100,000 each, y'all.
I know. Yeah.
And I think Robert Kennedy is still on the ballot of 3 states.
Oh, I think he's more than that.
Is he?
Well, yeah. They sued him to stay on in other
Oh,
ones.
that's right.
Yeah. I forget there was a big one where he had been doing really well and they sued him to stay on the ballot. So who knows if
All right, we got to be careful now.
That's right.
Craig's parents have walked
the
in.
Williamses have entered the
Yeah.
building.
Basically, all that means is it's about to break loose. That's all. That's all that means.
Well, listen, who do you guys want to bring up first?
Well, we do have a list, so let's go by the list.
We don't have a list of people, but we do have
Oh, sponsors. Well, I don't care.
Who wants to come up first?
It's a great question.
Who wants to break the ice? To cross the veil?
Anybody?
Come on, Corey. No,
Oh,
he's leaving the room.
He's out.
He's like,
He's like,
"I
I've
gotta
had
use
enough
the
of this. I've had enough of
That's
this.
fine.
All right. Well,
I tell you what, I'll go get you guys somebody,
okay. Cool.
and I'll let them sit down there.
Yeah, that's probably where they're gonna have to sit.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. No, you stay where you're at.
No, I'm going to stare him right in the face.
Oh, okay. That's what you should do.
Yeah. I want to know that I care. A lot of eye contact coming from over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it doesn't feel personal if you're
Right.
not staring like this
Into their soul.
into their soul, straight into their nefesh. All right. Sorry. That is as far as we can make that come. So
All right, then I'll have to scoot up.
there we go. Maybe that's helpful. All right. Well, welcome. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
So I'm Mickey with True Texas Solar and Roofing. We're a Conroe-based, family-owned, faith-based business, and we're out to help the homeowner work through all of the equation around whether solar is right for them, and we're also a roofing company now. And with all the storms and everything we've had recently, there's a lot of people, including myself, getting a new roof in the
Okay.
next few days.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. So tell me a little bit about the transition to include roofs. What was the impetus behind that?
Well, the solar installer world is mostly made up of people that used to do roofing.
Oh, that makes sense.
And, it's not everybody that can get up on a roof in the middle of July in Texas and
That's a good point.
install solar panels. So that, and a lot of the people in our company came out of the roofing business and had experience with the roofing business. And it's a great segue for us because there's a seasonality to solar. It really picks up the latter part of the year as people are wanting to get it done before the end of the year so they get the tax credit immediately the next year, as well as you're coming out of the hot summer and the high electric bills in the middle of summer, and you're looking at a lot of people that get incentivized at that point to do solar. And then we kind of go through a light period in the spring, winter time period where there's not as much interest in solar because the sun's not baking your skin and baking your roof. And so we're kind of filling in with, keeping our crews busy, keeping revenue flowing, and it works out very nicely.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean, it makes sense too because you're installing solar on a roof, and many times those roofs need to be replaced anyway.
Yep.
I mean, you don't want to put a 25-year panel up on a 17-year-old roof, right?
Exactly, and that's what I did last year. I installed solar on my roof in December, and we re-roofed that section so that I wouldn't have to
Right.
take the panels off.
Okay.
When I did eventually re-roof, and then we had a hailstorm in May,
Oh man.
and
Yeah, here you are.
and here I am re-roofing the whole roof.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, so I do have a question. Let's talk about solar roofs, like a solar shingle. Talk to me about that a little bit because it's a new thing, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. But I want to know kind of the pros and cons and a little bit about it because I'm a little bit naive about it at this point.
Yeah, it sounds like a great system.
Yeah, it
But
does.
like so many things when they're new, they're more expensive when they're new.
Sure.
And you don't have as much experience as far as people that install it. And frankly, I've not done a solar shingle roof.
Okay.
In most cases, it comes out to about twice as expensive.
Oh, okay.
At least that's what I understand.
Okay.
I would say even more. So I did a lot of research on the tiles because I was getting the whole roof done when we built, and when I signed up before they were even in the market for our entire roof, it was a 3,500 square foot home. We would do half of the roof, so it was supposed to come in about $30,000. Then they come on market, and then they requoted me to $280,000.
Oh my gosh.
And these are the Tesla shingles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would,
The good ones.
Yeah, exponentially more.
Yeah.
And your return is not as good as the panels as they are the shingles.
That's about the extent of my knowledge of it. But yeah, I've heard those kind of horror stories. And, unless you want to be a pioneer and be the first adopter of something new like that, there's probably a lot of them have been done in California, and there's probably some installers there that are very experienced at it. But I would wait and let them become more mainstream. Like so many things with the new technology that's coming, like the Cybertruck and its ability to power your house now. There's some expenses that people aren't being told when they bought them to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to get something that's more mainstream, and the panels, the efficiencies of the panels have really gotten good, and
And the
it's a
durability.
tried and proved technology. And yeah, the hailstones that hit my house back in May, they did not damage the panels.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great.
The panels are much more resilient than the shingles on your house.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So tell me this too, because we do talk about it a lot about the fact that you're a meteorologist by trade. You kind of came out of that into doing this. Tell me a little bit about how you fit into the whole scope of True Texas Solar and what kind of your responsibilities are. I know you sell it just like anybody else would on the team, but how do you contribute to the overall understanding of how to make sure that people get into solar the right way if they're going to?
Yeah. So in my career, most of the time I spent selling commercial weather services to major industries that needed to know about in detail what the impact was going to be from a hurricane, or what was going to be the impact from a hard freeze down here on the Gulf Coast, those sort of industries. And so I'm very familiar with how the weather is going to affect the grid, the electric industry. And so that's really my impetus for getting in the business. Now, as far as day-to-day, whether True Texas Solar really needs a meteorologist or not, well, I do help them with the forecast when we're trying to decide, should we do this roof on Tuesday or Wednesday?
Sure.
And it really does help when I can, help a homeowner understand, what really are their risks of their power outages in coming days, weeks, years, and to really kind of work to relate what they've experienced as far as weather, like the Valentine freeze from 2021, and what that's going to mean to them, and because everybody has their own experience with their own home, with their own power, with their own outages, with their electric utility, and so that's probably what my experience brings more than anything, is to really help people sort through what really is the risk that I'm looking at, what really are the threats that could impact me, and how might my situation be different from someone down the street or someone in another utility, or what might be the best if you're in the deregulated part of in the Houston area with electric. What might be the best program given the preponderance of heat that we're having in the summer times now. What might be the best program to select for your solar buyback and that sort of thing.
Now, is your roofing company True Texas Solar?
Right, the company is now True Texas Solar and Roofing.
And roofing.
Yeah, and you're actually located out of Willis now.
Yes, we moved our office from Conroe, just east of 45, to up on 1097 in Willis.
Yeah, but you've also got locations in Katy and Dallas, and so that's great.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of roofing in the Dallas area. There's a lot of roofs that need help in the Dallas area.
Well, Dallas gets more hail than we do here.
They get larger hail than we do.
Right. Yes, more damaging hail.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me ask this: what is the biggest objection that you hear most often to people not interested in solar? What's the biggest objection?
The biggest one of the most common is that, I plan on moving.
Okay. So I'm planning on moving. I'm not going to stay in this house forever. So why would I put solar on it?
Yep.
And your response to that is?
So if you're going to move in the next 5 years, let's say, then or less than 5 years, then it probably may not be a good fit for you.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to deal with selling that house with solar, and you're going to want to realize the value of those panels that you put on the roof, and you've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on it. And you're going to be left at the whims of the Texas real estate market. In other words, whatever buyers show up to buy your house, whether they're willing to pay that extra increment over the house down the street or next door that is a similar price, but doesn't have solar on it. And my belief is that over the next 2, 3, 4 years, that the real estate salespeople, the realtors in Texas, are going to have to understand what that value is and how to sell it. Because if you've listed a house that has solar on it, you want to be able for that homeowner to realize, and you want the buyer to understand what the value is. And so they're going to have to be maybe not quite as adept, but almost as adept as I am at creating what that value is and having them understand over time. Because that buyer's not going to buy the house for 1 or 2 years. That buyer's buying in that house for 10 or 20 years.
Right.
And that's where the payoff really is.
Sure.
But if you're only going to be in the house 2 or 3 years, you probably want to hold off.
Well, that makes sense. And honestly, it's one of the things I like about True Texas Solar is they're not out just to get people's money. I mean, it's not about just putting more solar on more roofs. And now, for the grid, that's a really good thing, and we realize that. But it truly is about what makes sense. What's the best way to make sure that you're getting the value that you need, and it's a whole home solution. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not just about getting solar. It's about getting the batteries, the generator, making sure that you can truly survive if there is an outage.
Yeah. In today's world, the backup power combined with the solar savings from your electric rate, or from your electric bill, the combination of those two is really hard to beat. you look at the cost of putting a natural gas generator, a whole house standby generator on your house. It's going to cost you $13,000-$14,000, maybe $15,000 even in today's world.
Yeah.
And over 10 years, when you add up the fuel costs and the maintenance costs and the monitoring costs, if you want to have the extended warranty, you're going to be paying $21,000, $22,000, $23,000 over 10 years.
Yeah.
If you took that $22,000 and put it into a solar and battery system that pays you back every month $100, $150, $200, at the end of 10 or 12 years, you've paid off your system. Whereas if you bought that generator, you've plunked $20,000 to $22,000 into that generator, and you've gotten nothing back. In fact, you're going to be buying a new generator in 3 or 4 or 5 years.
Right.
You're going to be paying that $20,000 again for the next 10 years after that.
Yeah.
So it's a hole that you're pouring money into with a generator. And a lot of people understand that, and they're willing to have that. But my incentive when I put solar on my roof is I know that come hell or high water, whatever happens with electric rates over the next 10, 15, 20 years, I've locked in my rate.
Right.
Now, my electric bill's not zero, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
So I've locked that in. I don't have to worry about natural gas prices going back to $10 and or electric rates doubling because the state of Texas is bringing so many new people and new industries and AI data farms and everything else that is going to put strain on the grid. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and you're
It's like an insurance policy.
yeah, and you're able to budget. You know exactly how much your energy bill is going to be every month.
Yep.
From now until whenever. Yeah. It's really good, man. Well, I think we're gonna have to motor through some people here, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
All right. Well, Nikki, thank you for the time you've given us. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thanks for being a long-time sponsor of the show, and
Yeah, I appreciate
Man,
you guys.
good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, Craig. We're having a podcast up here.
Well, y'all are. I was.
And doing a dang good job.
We are. Oh no, we're fine.
Oh, yeah.
We've learned something. We don't really need him.
Never did.
Never did. No, we did. We did at one point. At one point. He had all the equipment. We needed him for that. We were using you for your equipment.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
So, well, let's see if we've got any
Any
new.
updates?
Well, I mean, mine's updated some.
Mine has two a little bit.
I got to tell you, the Texas was blue there for a little bit. It's starting to turn red on my map.
It was a little
Well, we
bluish.
have split reporting. Us in Florida are two biggest split reporters we're going to have
Yeah, yeah.
because we
So,
have different closing times in the market.
yeah, so we're at right now. We got Trump at 101 and Kamala at 35.
Okay.
I don't think she's taken any new ones. Oh, wait. Okay, this one's we just had New Jersey. New Jersey. All you know, Kevin has a massive fan base in Camden.
Really?
Yeah, they love him
most
over
people
there.
Is it because of his calves or like?
No,
Well-
he relentlessly trashes them online.
No, they trash themselves. Literally, their streets are littered with trash because they have no trash service there, or police department, or fire department,
Dude, we
or
have-
any other city services.
We have a clip, and it's like 3 or 4 years old, and it's Kevin just dogging on Camden for like 2 minutes straight.
Yeah.
And people are still commenting on it. It's like, who do you think you are?
They're like, you've never been here. I'm like, but I have.
Yeah.
And I have driven through the streets of Camden, and I locked my doors,
Dude, well, and like what's
and I wore my vest.
the funny part about it, man, is like people are getting on there and arguing about it, and some people are like, I live here. He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's a giant smoldering crater.
It is. It is.
And other people are like, you don't live here. Why don't you just come here instead of trashing it, just make it better? And it's like, why?
No, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Look, it's
Hey.
just it's a segue between Philadelphia and the better parts of New Jersey.
I mean, really, the ask there is like, hey, my dog just took a dump in that lawn. You know what would be great? Why don't you go step in it?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that would make your life a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't think the dogs even like living there. They're like, why did I get born here?
Yeah. So
I couldn't have been born in Philadelphia because that would have been better.
but we love you, Camden. We love you, Camden.
Yeah.
For all the hate, we love you.
Yeah, I don't think they have internet there, so they're not watching this. But they voted.
So-
they all voted tonight. I guarantee it. They probably brought ballots to them. That's what happened.
Well, here's what I can tell you guys is the nightmare scenario that I laid out earlier.
Yeah.
Still totally possible.
Still out there? All right. Well, people might have just been joining us. What is the nightmare scenario?
Well, the nightmare scenario is if Kamala keeps the blue wall,
Yes.
which is Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, and then Trump takes North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada.
Mini swing states.
The mini swing states, and like if that sets up a scenario where Kamala has 270 and Trump has 268, the issue being that the Census Bureau has come out and said that they made a massive mistake in the 2020 census, and that I think it's Florida should have been given 2 more electoral college votes that are now attributed, I think, to Pennsylvania. I think is the one that they were supposed to take it away from.
Yeah. Did that ever get switched?
No. It's still that's
there.
That's the problem.
They had 4 years. You literally had 4 years.
You could campaign for Trump.
I'm just saying.
That's really all he had to say, y'all. You had 4 years.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's so right now Trump's in the lead, 101 to 49 on the official reporting. We will update you as that changes. It will. It will absolutely change. But
Have
right
y'all
now,
talked about California at all?
have we talked about California?
About how it's actually legal to show your ID for any of the voting that they do?
I thought you couldn't show your ID.
Yeah, you could not.
Yeah, you can't. Like,
Yeah, like they show it to you like, no,
can't look
I
at
can't
it.
see this.
Yeah,
This is illegal."
that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Yeah.
That shouldn't even be like a partisan issue.
can't-
I don't understand why. I've heard the arguments, and I understand. I understand the reasoning. I don't know how you arrive there.
Yeah.
It's like you need an ID to get alcohol. You need an ID to get into certain. Like you can't go to a rated R movie without an ID. I mean,
Right.
there's so many things that you have to have an ID for, and like for some reason we get hung up on voting, and I don't know why.
I tried once to get in a rated R movie when I was 17.
Or pretty much anytime you didn't have the beard.
I did. No, they didn't. They were. Yeah. But I was like, look, I have sideburns.
yeah.
I had sideburns. They didn't. That did not count as legal ID.
That's because you
apparently.
said it like, I have sideburns.
I had sideburns, y'all. Please. But all my friends got in.
I knew some mini gorillas when I was in 7th grade, man.
I was
Those
not
guys
one
had
of
like
them.
gray hair on their
Yeah.
back.
That was not me. Nope. But I could grow sideburns.
Yeah, I had full goatee.
And back in the 90s, sideburns were a thing. Yes. As long as you could grow them down to your earlobe, you were happy.
Well, on that lovely note, let's thank our other sponsors. We got the Walkie Wilson Law Firm.
Yes.
Guys, if you any family issues that you need a divorce, child custody, these are the way my dad always described it when I was growing up is like, look, if you get in a situation like that, you need an absolute bulldog on your side.
Yeah.
And these guys are those people to fight for you when you get into a sticky situation. A marriage dissolves, you have a child custody case going on. Like you can't represent yourself. Like
No.
you need someone to advocate for you in these sorts of situations, and these guys are the absolute best when it comes to dealing with families. And one of the things they were telling me recently is like there's sort of a stigma around divorce now, where men think that women end up with the children most of the time, and here in Texas apparently that's just not the case
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, if you have good representation, you can actually get a fair judgment in these situations, and it's a difficult and often a horrible situation, but you want to make sure that you're represented fairly and
And
properly.
if you come at those scenarios with some sort of equal representation, like you're talking about, then it's more likely you're going to get some sort of split custody,
Right.
those sorts of things. But you're going to have to come to the table with that, and the only way you come to the table with those types of things, especially as a man, is to have a good lawyer behind you. they can help you understand what to do with that. So, give them a call.
I was actually, 50% of marriages end in divorce.
It's a lot.
Well, at least mine did. So I got divorced at a really young age because I got married at a really young age. And because I had a good lawyer in the state of Texas also, I had custody of my son.
There you go. So 50% of your marriages have
50%.
failed.
And sometimes it looks like 2/3. It depends on
Depends on how you look at it.
depends on how I'm doing with my current bride.
Yeah.
Sasha, I love you. These are all jokes.
Do you? I mean, if you regard them as having a soul, I mean, like that's.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Wow. We're back to the Nefesh, y'all. Okay. Well, if you want to get a hold of them,
Yeah, I got them. Which one's them?
yeah, right over here.
Oh,
That's it. And it's 281-942-4052, and that's 281-942-4052. Give them a call. Let them help.
Oh, they don't want to come. No, but Ron right there does.
Ron's ready? Ron, you ready to get up here? Oh, he's getting food.
Oh, is he eating right now?
I think so.
All right.
Maybe. You ready,
Yeah,
Ron?
if he wants to. We don't want to have him.
Marianne, come on.
Okay, come on, Marianne.
All right. There she comes. Bring it on.
Marianne's ready to talk because she's upset that there's no bourbon in here.
Well,
I'm bringing my husband.
Oh, you're bringing him too?
I'm absolutely bringing him.
Come
too.
on,
I'm
Ron.
putting him on the
He should be up here with that shirt.
that shirt is awesome.
I know, he needed to trade with me, didn't he?
So just so y'all know, you got to be right up on the microphone, which means you're going to have to get close.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
This one too.
So we got the dynamic duo up here. Let everybody know what you guys do. I mean, you guys are sponsoring tonight.
That's it.
Well, and part of the reason we're bringing you up is you're actually the next sponsor. You want to go ahead and bring
Well,
up there?
yeah, let's go ahead and talk about them.
Yeah, so we got Memory Making Vacations, and we actually have them up on the platform with us tonight. Guys, I actually just took a vacation that Marianne planned for me. We went to Universal, but we're not going to be talking about Universal tonight.
No, of course
but
not.
she did plan my family an amazing trip to Universal. I think we did a whole episode on it.
We did.
And we had the absolute. She put us in a good resort that weathered the hurricane while we were there. So we
I
were
love
we
that.
were happy
That
she
is-
made some good
that
decisions
is
for
a
us.
benefit.
But look, if you're needing vacation planning, whether it be a cruise, Disney, an all-inclusive, this is the team to get. Kevin, what's the phone number we got for him there?
Number is 936-689-9879, and she's heard that a lot of times.
Yeah.
But it's 936-689-9879.
So, did you guys just get back from a trip, or you guys got one coming up soon?
That's a yes all the time.
All the time. all the time.
They're either just getting back or leaving
Oh, we've been
for
home,
another
what,
one.
4 weeks now?
We have been
weeks.
home about, we
Yeah,
just
what is
got
wrong?
off, I know, right? We just got off.
Gotta have an itchy
Norwegian.
passport at this point, I guess.
Right. We have taken 8 cruises this year.
Wow.
Already. We were
Wow.
on Carnival. We were on Royal 3 times. One of them, we were fortunate enough to get an invitation to the naming ceremony for the Utopia, which is their
Oh.
newest ship.
Oh wow.
So that was kind of fun.
Where's that one at?
It goes out of Port Canaveral. It does
Okay.
the 3-night, so it's kind of a.
Well, they alternate
it's
3 and 4, don't they?
They do a, but it's like your ultimate weekend getaway kind of a show. So it's basically it's an Oasis class, so it falls in line with like the Harmony, which goes out of Galveston. The Allure is also over there. The Allure is actually fixing to head to Europe and get a refurb. So it's going to be refurbished, and then it's going to stay in Europe and do 2 months in the Mediterranean next
wow.
year, and then it'll come back to Galveston actually to replace the Harmony.
Oh, okay.
So that'll be fun. That'll be nice.
So the Harmony, it feels like that just came out, but it's been out for a while.
2016.
Man,
It is
Okay.
a sister ship to the Allure. It is one of the Oasis class.
they're big.
They are.
Those are big ships.
They are. The Wonder was the one that was released right before the Utopia, and so the Wonder and the Utopia are the same size.
Okay.
And they're pretty good ships. So we did the Allure twice. We did the Utopia. We did Disney Dream.
You did the Allure twice.
Uh-oh. Hello.
Okay, well, marriage counseling 101.
Yeah. We don't have time for that, Ron.
No, it's cool. I mean, she took me for my birthday this year. So
Oh,
that
well,
was great.
good.
Yeah.
You got that.
welcome.
You deserved
Sent you
that.
pictures of the other one, right?
Yeah.
Well,
It was like you were there.
It was a work trip for her.
She said she wished you were there.
I wish she was there.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we did a virgin sailing, the Valiant Lady, which
How
is
was that?
for the adult only.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, how was that?
how was it?
Here we go.
You were there on that one, so let's not.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? No, we're not talking about the drink package right now. That's another conversation for another day. But I think that I liked Virgin a lot. It's got some really good. It's got a good energy. It's got a good vibe. I do think that personally, for me, I enjoyed the opportunity to only do a 4-night sailing instead of a 7 on it.
Okay.
But again, like, you know, we did have Carnival, and we've had Royal, and we've had Disney, and we had Virgin, and I did an MSC cruise, which I'm kind of excited about.
What's an MSC cruise?
MSC is a cruise line that it's Mediterranean Shipping Company. They've been in the industry for a long time.
Okay.
You got to drop
But they
euros
do-
off somewhere?
So right,
I'm just curious what that means. Mediterranean Shipping
so right,
Company?
yeah, they're cargo right along
Yeah.
with you. Yeah, like tell the whole thing. No, they actually. I think they firmly sit somewhere between Carnival and Royal. They
Okay.
have a really good price point, which is more in line of what people are accustomed to Carnival being. I think their entertainment is a little bit closer to Royal.
Okay.
And their ship feel is a lot closer to Royal than it is to Carnival, I feel like. Good entertainment. The food was pretty decent in the main dining. But their seaside is coming to, is it Seaside or Seascape?
I think it's Seashore.
No, the Seashore is the one I was on. Look, we're having a marital conversation. Y'all are having.
It's one of the sea ships.
It's a sea. I think it's a Seaside. Is coming to Galveston in 2025
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of fun because it will give Carnival and
They'll be
Royal some
permanently
competition.
sailing out of Galveston.
So I really think so. It starts November. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And then we were on the Norwegian Joy, did a New England cruise last
Oh,
month.
man. That sounds like fun. It's one that I would always like to do.
It's okay. We did Alaska last year
Yeah.
on Princess, and I just don't think that you can compare New England to Alaska.
Well, I don't know.
They don't.
No.
My problem is the only cruise I've ever gone on was to Alaska. And we did it on a celebrity ship.
Yeah.
And it was, I think we screwed up.
Probably, because now you're never gonna. At Disney, you need to do a Disney cruise.
I know I do.
When are we doing that? Let's get that booked.
let's
I'm gonna
go.
pull out my tablet here in
I'm
a
ready.
minute, and we'll get you on the Disney.
It's
trip.
cheaper than going to Disney World.
Is it really so? Like with the Disney cruises, is it really like should adults go in by themselves, or is it really only fun if you take kids?
So I was on the Disney Dream earlier on a travel agent trip in April, and I will tell you there was another travel agent on that ship. She has been on 35 Disney cruises.
Oh my goodness! Is that
By,
like
as
is
an
that
adult.
like Diamond?
She
or
doesn't
whatever?
take her
Okay.
kids, and she
So-
doesn't take her grandkids.
Our very first trip on a Disney cruise ship was
just the two of us.
Just the two of us. And it was the funniest thing because they sat us in the main dining room, which they do rotational dining every night. But they sat us at a table with 2 other couples, and we became such close friends with these people. Every night, we were the last people to leave the dining room. We were having such a good time. And people around us by the third night were like, we want to sit at their table. you know?
Right.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, we had a good time. We got off the ship with one of the couples in Nassau, and they were like, hey, we're going to go, catch a cab and go see the area. You want to come with us? And so I was like, sure. But, I mean, so as adults, yes, they've got a lot of entertainment. They've got separate areas just for adults. And they're very strict about, they'll have, cast members set up at the areas into the adult areas,
Right.
checking for ID. If you're not 18, they're like, go away. There's a kids area down one lake.
Oh, that's
one lane.
lovely.
So it's like they are very enforcing on that in the bars and lounges as well as in the pool areas too. They've got a separate area just for the adults.
Well, one thing that people don't think about is that Disney actually has a third of their ships are adult only, And a lot of people
Oh, wow.
don't realize that, and they are very
Like
good
the whole
about
ship?
controlling that. So
I
like
had
the
no
front
idea.
part of the,
A
ship,
third of the whole ship, or a third of their ships?
So a third of the ship.
A third of the
whole
ship.
The
Okay.
entertainment areas,
So
the lounges,
the
and
entertainment,
whatnot. Yeah.
the lounges, the bars, the solarium, the pool. They've got an adult-only section. So they have 2 specialty restaurants that are adult only. Those are the only specialty restaurants they have. And the other thing they do that's a little different is rotational dining. So whereas on another ship you might have a main dining room and you go at a set time, you still go at a set time, but you move dining rooms every night to a different theme, and your server goes with you. So they know all about you. So they know by the second night, like they know what your drink choice is. They know if you've got kids, they know what they like. They know what they want. So that's pretty cool. And then we did watch them a couple of times. We've taken the late dining and we've watched the kids, the education program, the children's program come in and literally take kids. The wait staff serves the kids first.
Yeah.
And then the kids program people come in and take the kids from the table and leave the adults to eat by themselves.
That sounds amazing.
So talking about the kids area, I will tell you, both of you guys will appreciate this. If you do a Disney cruise, you've got to go on the opening or the embarkation day. Go down to the kids areas. They've got Marvel, Star Wars. I mean, it's like you're wishing as an adult, you're going, hey, I'm only 13. I can get in here, right?
Right.
It's like, dude, you got a beard. You're not getting in here. But
Kevin would
I mean,
shave for that.
Yeah. But I mean, really, the kids areas they have on are amazing, and unlike, I mean, Disney does it like nobody else.
And their
For
price
the
point
kids.
is a little bit higher, but like you don't have to beverage packages. They don't do beverage packages. There's not a casino. Your sodas are all like freestyle type. They're included in your fare, so you're not paying for a soda package. And honestly, the drink prices were so reasonable. I had like an old fashioned. They have a Skyline bar where
Keep talking.
right. So on the Skyline bar, it's really amazing. The scenery changes from different skylines. You know, you've got Tokyo and you've got San Francisco and you've got different ones that it kind of rotates through the night. But their drinks, I think I paid like $9 for an old fashioned, and they did the whole thing where like you could pick your bourbon and then they filter it through the little coffee things and then into the bottom, and then they put it in the little humidor and smoke it. I mean, it was like amazing, and it was like $9. I couldn't have done that on Royal or Carnival.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, so she called me from that ship, and she was telling me about this. I'm like, wait a minute. I've never seen you order anything like this. What? Who is this?
What's going on over here?
It's-
Because I know you're an old-fashioned drinker, have you tried the smoked ones?
They did that. That's
They
what
did,
they
yeah.
did.
Is that what they
on
did?
The ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you like it?
I did.
It's really good.
It's really good.
I like
was
it when
really nice.
they bring them out sometimes in like it's like a pocket watch display. You know, it's like a wooden base, but then it's got the glass top.
Yeah, that's what they put it in on the
Oh,
bar. They
it's
like
so
said
cool.
you could watch them do it. It was the coolest thing. It was the coolest thing. And speaking of that, I do have an invitation to go. I'm kind of excited. I got a Disney Treasure preview. I'll be in New York later this month.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the 20th, I go to preview the new ship, and it's got several adult-only lounges and bars. One of them's Haunted Mansion themed.
I can't wait to see that one.
So
I wish I
it's
could
gonna be
go.
exciting.
This is the story of Ron's
Again,
life.
a theme is
Again.
happening.
It's another work trip.
Y'all,
right.
y'all see a theme here,
I
right?
do.
I'll get photos shared.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let me ask you this: have you had a chance to look at the new Polynesian?
We've been on the monorail and looked at it being built. I have not been in it yet.
I got some mail from them the other day and invited me to like buy one of the DVC packages for the new Polynesian.
Oh, absolutely! You should do it and invite me.
Well,
We'll get
yeah,
it
right.
together.
No, the pool looks amazing.
It does.
I was not blown away by the rooms, at least what they looked like in the brochure. But like they didn't look like the Poly to me.
They looked like a stale
Yeah.
hotel room.
Yeah.
That's nice. They're not theming them out like they have in the past.
Yeah, I
Well,
like the
with most of
vintage
their
look of the Poly.
remodels- Yeah, most of their remodels, they've kind of taken more of a contemporary type
Right.
look
Yeah.
to them, and more of a streamlined.
Yep.
And I mean, they've done some really good things, and they look really clean and nice.
Yeah.
But, you know, yeah.
I don't want to say that they look bad or anything like that. It's just like it wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
But like again, the pool looks amazing.
Absolutely. We're going to be down there the 19th through the 21st of December, and I'm hoping to just catch a good glimpse of some things when we're down there then.
Yeah. So it should be good. I'll just take a real quick second. I told William Hall, I told him if he commented on there, I'd shout him out. So from All Pro Asphalt, he's saying Trump 2024. So
Yeah.
good luck, buddy.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Well, you know, I did tell you that tonight was an important night for me as well because
Yeah, some important polls
it
are coming
was
out.
Important polls, and you know, we were all about the elephant mascot and the color red, and looks like we ended up at number 11 in the college playoff.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
I think y'all are 14.
Hey, I'll take it. I will. After last week, I will take it.
I bet last week was pretty rough for y'all.
14
I'm so sorry.
sounds generous.
Look, 11 sounds generous for us this year, so we're not going to get there. We're not going there. We're not going there. There's
This
a
must be a
reason we travel so
networking.
much.
Is this a networking thing?
No, this is college football.
College
Oh,
football.
college football. Okay, yeah. I forget you're one of those Roll Tide people.
You know what? It is stamped on my birth certificate. You know, when you're born in
Yeah.
the States, you have two choices.
I get
think.
it. I get it.
They don't, yeah.
No, I
And,
feel that way even living in Texas.
well, I think with Alabama, I think one thing that Adrian and I actually were talking about this Saturday, people forget is that we don't have pro sports teams. So we had no baseball, no football,
Right.
no
Right.
nothing. Like,
Yeah.
you were, that's it.
Well, you
got
have to
college
choose.
Ball and
You have
gotta-
to choose.
You literally have to choose.
Yeah, I mean it's like in Arkansas. They don't have any pro either, but so
Or
you're
Mississippi.
yeah. Well, yeah, but but again, you know, you have to be a Hogs fan
That's true.
in Arkansas. You just have to.
So here's the crazy one that I think we all need to take a second and acknowledge.
Okay.
So because like if you didn't believe in resurrection until now, you should.
Okay.
Because at number 13 is SMU.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is their opportunity.
I mean, like they have literally revived themselves from the death penalty.
But it's been what, 40 years?
I don't know
Okay,
how
but
long it's
look
been.
at Vandy, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Vandy is coming out of nowhere. They're coming in. They're like, oh yeah, you want to say we're just a baseball school? Let me show you something.
Well, they're still not in the top 25.
It doesn't matter.
No, but
They're,
you know
they're
what?
24.
They've been keeping our GPA
Well, in
up
the-
for a
in-
real
oh,
long
in-
time
in
in
the-
the SEC.
In the
rankings
in
for
the
the
AP,
night.
they're in the top
Shout out.
24, but not in the college football
Not in the
rankings.
playoff. But you know what? They've worked hard for that.
hey,
I think-
they
I-
beat some.
look.
they beat Alabama.
I rolled Tide. I know.
I'm just saying.
And Auburn. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And Auburn.
Yeah. Can you even say that
Look,
word?
I mean, like the college football playoff rankings. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't care that Army's 8-0. I think Vandy's better.
Absolutely. For sure. You got to look at strength of schedule too, which, you know.
It does matter.
Army
think
is
it does.
8-0. I mean, like they're playing high school.
Well, yeah.
You know, there's that. That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not.
still,
They're not bad, but I mean, like, come on, really?
I like how we digressed from travel to football.
you
It's
know
better than
what?
talking politics, right?
It's easy to. It's easy to do.
It's very easy.
So,
to
do you guys have any wild predictions for the night? As far, do you think we're going to be able to find out tonight, like who actually won
Wait, the election?
the election? Yeah,
See, you got me on football. I don't know. I don't know.
we could cross over. Who do you think Saban voted for?
Oh,
You know what? I'm keeping my mouth shut because
He would never tell.
he would never
He would not tell.
No,
No, he would
he's
not
learned
tell.
how to play that game too well.
Yeah, Miss
Yeah.
Terry.
But
We
do you
need Miss
guys
Terry
think-
to
and
pick.
Miss
That's what we
Terry.
need. We need Miss Terry to pick. She's
Okay.
His wife. I don't know if y'all seen like a lot of the.
Y'all watch Game Day?
Y'all watch Game Day?
every once in a while,
Occasionally, yeah.
Depends on. It's
Yeah.
going to be in Lubbock this week, so we'll see what happens.
His wife, Miss Terry, she was on like a couple of weeks ago, and she like did the picks for
Right.
what she thought, and she picked better than he did, and so he hasn't been able to live that down yet.
Oh
So,
no, she's
you know.
gotta. Yeah, you
She
can't
is
live that
the
down.
Mom of Alabama.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
we always keep saying every time they're struggling, we're like, we just need Miss Terry to get out there and like
Tell 'em what's up.
Tell them. Can we just collectively as a state vote that Miss Terry coaches next week, kind of thing?
Uh-huh.
You know, like.
Why
But
not?
she's got
Why
a
not?
good record. Let her pick. Let her say what
Sure.
she thinks is tonight. I don't know.
I mean,
So-
what's the worst that could happen?
I mean, she's got a 50% chance of being
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
I mean, if it depends on if you count the other two candidates,
No, that's
which
true.
which have now crossed the 100,000.
See, look, they're getting votes.
They're getting votes. I
Quite
mean,
a few.
not a lot.
Well, depends on what you consider a lot.
0.4%.
It's not a lot.
It's not a lot.
It's still early.
That's right.
It's too early to tell.
I think I got a better chance than
Like,
that of going on another cruise this
like
year.
really, what do you tell yourself if you're Jill Stein or Chase Oliver at this point? Like, what is the internal conversation of like, you know what? I think we still got a shot at this.
Right? Are they having a watch party?
I
don't
Maybe
know.
we could bring them on. I'm sure
Maybe.
they're available.
That's
So
right.
I have an unpopular opinion.
Let's hear it.
And I may lose. Nobody's ever going to call me for a vacation if I share this, but that's okay. We all have our people.
You ready for
right?
some downtime?
I'll have our people, right?
Yes.
I'll have our people. Not every client is your client. That's my tip of the
There
day.
you go.
Yeah.
I remember the last election. I have this thing where I'm not going to vote for somebody just because I like them less or more than I like the other candidate. Like I'm very much I'm gonna vote my conscience.
Yeah.
So I'm not just gonna vote for somebody because I hate their opponent more than I hate them.
Yeah, I think that's a silly way to vote. Yeah.
But a lot of people do because, and I got a lot of flack because they were like, oh, well, you're throwing away your vote if you don't vote for one of the top two
Sure.
candidates. Well, my philosophy is maybe, but I can sleep at night, right? I'm gonna vote for who carries the most of my morals and my values and my concerns and who I feel like represents them the best. Now, are they always the most popular? No. But at the end of the day, what is the most important thing to me is that I walk in integrity in what I do. And so I don't feel like I'm throwing away a vote because honestly, I couldn't sleep if I voted for somebody that didn't uphold the things that I hold dear.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think, how could you possibly even consider tossing away your integrity?
But it is. We live in such a culture right now where it's, well, I'm going to vote for them because they're better. They're the better of the evils.
Yeah, the lesser of two evils.
Lesser of two evils are, well, I'm going to vote for them because a vote for them is a vote against this one. And it's just, I think that's just such a toxic environment to create, and I think that's why we are where we are, honestly, is people that just have that mentality of it's got to be this way or that, or I don't know. It's just my philosophy. I don't know.
So because you talk to a lot of people every single week. Was there and I know in business it's not real popular to talk about politics and anything like that, but did you perceive there being one issue that you thought stood out as where most people were pulling their opinions on how they were going to vote?
It's interesting. I think that as well as I do, the algorithm of social media will show you
what you want to see.
What you want to see.
For sure.
And so it's really hard. And honestly, I don't have a lot of conversations with my clients about politics or maybe a little more religion than even politics.
Yeah.
But it's just not something that I discuss a lot.
Yeah.
I do have opinions.
Sure.
But I don't think that everyone is entitled to them.
But
Okay. You heard it here, folks. You are not entitled to your opinion all the time.
Other people are not always entitled to your opinion. You
See?
can have them
You heard
all
what I
day
heard.
long. You can have them all day long. All day. But you know what? I think that there are just some things that in a civil conversation, I think that communication is extremely important, and healthy debate and healthy conversations are important on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of times we have a lot of heated conversations with people that are just unnecessary.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times my philosophy is that, I can have an opinion, but I'm going to keep it to myself unless you specifically want to have a conversation about it. If you're going to ask just to have a response, then we're not having a conversation.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I'm never interested in just having a fight.
Right?
I did that in my 20s. I'm kind of tired of it.
Right? Some battles you just don't need to pick, right?
They're not worth it. They're not worth it.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, so did you guys tell us if you had trips coming up?
I do have that New York trip.
The New York trip coming up, yeah.
On the Treasure, and then we're actually headed back to New York with the girls, our daughter and our son's fiance. We're taking them to New York in December, and then we're going to Disney after that.
Okay.
Home, so
All right, so
then we
this-
have a cruise in January.
This is one for both of you. What's some place that you guys have not been yet that you really want to go?
Where do you want to go, baby?
New Zealand.
He wants to go
Ooh.
to New Zealand.
Okay.
That would be a good one.
That'd be a good, yeah, for sure.
The flight.
Well, we had a 25th anniversary trip planned 4 years ago now.
Right.
Right about the time COVID hit.
Yep.
And we were planning a 10 days in Europe
Yeah.
that got canceled that we still haven't.
We still haven't
I would like to
done.
get that back on at some point. Maybe next
We
year
hopped
for
down
our
to
30th.
Mexico a decent. Yeah.
No,
ended
we've
up-
already got plans
ended up
for
going to
next year.
Mexico. I know. We've already got plans.
So where?
Where for me?
Yeah, we want to know where you're going to go. We got New Zealand out of Ron.
You know, here, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer because I don't know. I just love to travel. Like, I
Okay,
could probably go anywhere.
something I'm going to tell about her. She doesn't do favorites or preferences.
It's true.
Oh, really?
And she doesn't like
I
to
don't.
limit herself to
Oh,
one
okay.
particular thing. So.
I mean, there's only. I mean, like he's
Except
my
for me-
favorite.
except for me.
Except for him. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Even in that shirt, it's good.
You're the only.
It's his Orange Bird shirt, right? His Disney shirt.
I do know, and I do like the Orange Bird.
Yeah, I'm not a favorites kind of a person. I don't really have a favorite music or a favorite color or a favorite vacation. Or
Well, it's not a favorite. It's just someplace you hadn't been yet.
I think I'll go to New Zealand with him. Yeah, I could do that. I could do New Zealand.
That's a good one.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
All right. Well,
So.
have we bored y'all enough?
No, not at all. Not at all. But we do have some new reporting to do. We can get somebody else up here. So are you guys talked out? You want to go back and eat your dinner, or?
I don't know. I think his sandwich just showed.
All right. Well, it's time for
Oh,
y'all
there.
to go.
Well, there you go. It's a good time to get down.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much for
Yeah,
for
appreciate
sponsoring
you.
tonight and for jumping up here and having a good conversation with us.
Thanks for having
It's
us.
always enjoyable. Do you guys want to hear the latest results? Is that
Sure.
Sure.
So we have Trump up to 120 now with Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska reporting, with Louisiana and Arkansas.
So they're already calling those states?
Yeah, they're already calling those states.
Okay.
So he's at 120, and Kamala is at 99. She has added, I think, Illinois and Delaware and Connecticut.
Okay.
So what do
So-
y'all feel? You ask us. What are your thoughts?
Will we get the results tonight?
I think if here's been my philosophy. I was telling Kevin this yesterday. I think if we get Pennsylvania reported tonight, I think whoever takes that is going to take the show. I think that's the linchpin for the whole enchilada rests sort of on, because if like let's say Trump takes Pennsylvania, he only needs one out of the 4 other swing states in the South to take it home. And like that means like Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina. If he takes one of those and Pennsylvania, he's pretty much got it in the bag. If she takes Pennsylvania, typically if Pennsylvania goes Michigan, Wisconsin. It's only been split up once in like the last 40 years or something like that. And like if she gets Pennsylvania, it's pretty much over. But what I was telling Kevin earlier is there's like a weird thing where if she gets Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and he wins everything else, she wins 270 to 268. And there's a court case already set up where he's probably going to sue because of the Electoral College being misrepresented in the 2020 census. And so if that happens, it's like the worst case scenario. I'm really hoping we don't have the worst case scenario. Honestly, what I hope is that we have a windfall one way or the other, so that there's not any question as to what happened. But I do kind of think that the way Pennsylvania goes is the way this thing's going to get decided.
Yeah.
That's my gut feeling about it. I don't know how Kevin feels about it.
When are you pulling out the whiteboard?
What's it?
The whiteboard.
I need a whiteboard.
Yeah, you do. Where is that?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all of it. What I do know is that there's a lot of high emotions. I don't think that we're going to know tonight. I think it'll be.
I think it's highly unlikely that we will.
Yeah. I think that it'll be tomorrow evening at the earliest, whenever anything is definitive, and I think we'll have an idea tonight. I will say that if Pennsylvania reports tonight, which they are saying currently,
It won't.
they are saying that they will,
I doubt it.
but I don't see that they will. They never have.
No.
So, we'll see. They've got new, and it's like, well, it's not that big of a state. They
Right.
got to be able to figure this out. But I mean, if Texas and California and Florida can figure it out, you'd think that smaller states could, but it doesn't work that way. So, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, we gotta get our next sponsors up.
Absolutely. Thank y'all so
Thank y'all
much.
so much for sitting down.
Appreciate you.
Always good to visit with you guys.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Got-
whatever happens, it's always a good time to plan the next trip.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
You might
Get
just
your
need.
vacation
We
booked.
all need to get away after tonight. This is.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Y'all know who to call.
All right.
Appreciate
Like,
y'all.
hopefully, we'll see
Thank
you guys in the playoffs. That's what.
Well done.
Guys, tonight is also brought to you by Senko Services. If you need land cleared, if you need a home built, I was talking to Corey, the owner of the business. He's like, look, if you need a sink replaced, give me a call. But the company can do anything, whether it be Louisiana or Texas, land clearing, pad built, home remodel, bathroom remodel, kitchen remodel. Dude just sold his home that he built here. It was a freaking gorgeous home that he built for him and his wife.
Yeah.
And they're just ready to move on to something different. But they do absolutely fantastic work. He's a good buddy. Give him a call. What's the number, Kev?
Number is 936-276-9188. 936-276-9188.
Yeah, and the broadcast tonight is also brought to you by Fisher Family Plumbing. We actually had the whole crew on the show not too long ago. You missed that one.
I did. I just happened to be out of town that day.
So this is a great family business that does incredible plumbing work, guys. Right here before the holidays, you don't want to have your house having any plumbing issues, and you need somebody that you can trust. And plumbing can be a very personal issue.
Yeah, and especially whenever it gets to the colder weather, we will get there.
Oh yeah,
And man,
the sooner the better.
Yeah, no doubt. But it could cause massive issues if your plumbing is not up to code.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's one of those deals like you don't feel like you need to know your plumber until you need to know your plumber.
Yep.
And it's like the stuff is literally hitting the fan. And that's when you need them the most. And so it's good to have a relationship with a local person, because sometimes these bigger companies, they do good work, but they can't get you in the schedule.
That's the tough thing.
They're
busy.
and these smaller local family companies can adapt and move their schedules around to fit your needs.
Right.
And they're local. They're going to be close by and can get you a little bit quicker.
That's it.
And these guys really just want to take care of families and take care of you. And so any of your plumbing needs, give Fisher Family Plumbing a call. What's the number, Kev?
832-844-7200. That's 832-844-7200.
Awesome. And who do you want to try and bring up next? You want to do?
Well, is Corey going to come up?
He could. You want to go ask him real quick? I got
Sure.
some numbers I can report here. So we have some states starting to report, and it's actually looking like Minnesota, which is weird, is leaning red, but it's not. They haven't called it yet. But we have Wyoming. They've called Wyoming for Trump, and that puts him up at 137. And let's see here.
Interested.
They've
Goes on.
Kamala is still at 99 points,
Yes.
but Trump is now at 137.
137, huh?
137 for Trump, 99 for Kamala. They just
Okay.
called Wyoming.
So you did it again.
I don't care.
He has no idea how to say her name.
Yeah, neither does she. So I don't know if you guys. Welcome to the show, Corey.
Yeah.
Glad you could jump on, man.
Oh man, it's my first time, so I'm excited.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
So we just did your ad, so we said lots of nice things about you. So they're ready for you.
Yeah.
We
We'll see what happens.
primed the pump.
I appreciate it.
That's it.
So here's what we got is Iowa is leaning red, which is surprising because they had that big poll come out where it said that Iowa was leaning 3 points towards Harris.
That would be a big move.
But if she took Iowa's almost solidly Republican.
It is.
But they're also saying right now the map is showing that Kansas and Missouri are leaning blue.
Yeah,
so it's
that's not going to happen.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. But right now we've got Trump at 137 and Harris at 99. We got a long ways to go. I mean, we haven't even they haven't even called Texas yet, and I think the polls are closed here now.
Oh yeah, we all know what's going to happen in Texas.
So, really, the one in Texas that everyone's a little jumpy about is the Senate race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cruz is vulnerable.
Yes, he is.
So we'll see what happens.
And rightfully so.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, Corey, tell us a little bit. Go ahead. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, go ahead. I'm enjoying just listening about the election.
Well, no, we want to tell us a little bit about your business. I mean, I know about it, but like the people out there don't know. I mean, tell everybody what you do.
I'm general contractor. I have two divisions. One's a land division, and the other's a new construction, repair, and remodel. Which my land division involves anything from site clearing, site pads, just right-of-ways, underbrushing, and I'd include my concrete flat work, brick and stone in that as well.
Okay, so you kind of do a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah, and then new construction, repair, and remodel.
You asphalt?
No, I don't do asphalt.
No asphalt. I'm just trying to figure out something you don't do.
Yeah, I get calls all the time, and I'll just forward that to
somebody.
other contractors. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, what is your if you could do one thing forever and ever and ever, what would it be? One thing.
I'd say any type of land work to involve any type of aggregate,
Okay.
limestone, any type of gravel, any type of dirt.
You like being outside.
Correct.
Okay.
So, like with land work, I mean, are you digging like retention ponds? Or are you digging like what kind of different
Yes,
stuff?
we do detention ponds. We do retention. We just did 2 in North Texas,
Okay.
which was actually we stayed on that job for about 30 days. So.
Oh wow, that's a big job.
Yeah, one was 2 acres and the other was 1 acre.
Okay.
Land work can be tough, man, because you're typically coming along, especially if you're working like neighborhoods and different things. You have to have the grading right. There's engineers involved, and if you get it wrong, you can really mess up somebody's structure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to flood out anyone, right?
Yeah.
No, because that's liability.
But you know who they're going to point at. That's the problem. Is
Yeah.
you do that wrong, and they're going to come find you.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because we do get a lot of calls that involve, someone will call you, say, I want to get this done. Well, did you get any plans? Engineering?
Right.
And they're like, oh, no. I just want to do this. I say, yeah, but, do you have any type of plans, engineering plans, or anything in writing, because you have neighbors.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to, make your neighbors mad, right? So a lot of engineering involved and, just a lot of quality control and making sure that you follow the right, steps and procedures. And different counties have different requirements. And
Yeah.
so you have to be aware of that for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the truth with a lot of people. Like I was talking to someone the other day, and they were like, "Hey, we're actually interested in buying, building a barn dominium." I was like, "All right, cool. Why? Why a barn dominium?" And they're like, "Well, it's just so much cheaper than a traditional home." And I was like, "Well, I actually know some home builders, and that's actually not true." "Oh yeah, it's really true. They're a lot cheaper." Okay, what do you think? What are you wanting? Well, we're wanting, nice, 2,800 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3-bath home. I'm like, all right, well, what are you expecting to spend? Well, we're thinking about 250. And I was like, you might get a slab and some framing for that.
he's laughing at you.
And I'm just like, you don't understand that metal has gone up so much. It's as much as wood is, and so. There's this misconception out there about a lot of things, and I think the last 5 years has changed a lot, right? The pricing and how much things cost, and the price of materials, the price of labor, people, you retaining your own employees and all that kind of stuff. It's very common for employees to jump to another job because they're going to pay more. And It's a tough deal. So I assume you do a lot of education.
Yes, actually, before I started my business in 2010, I come from the safety and compliance world. So I have a professional safety certification, did a lot of education, training, which it helps me when I do stuff like this because although I'm a little nervous, but I know you guys, it's my first time ever doing a podcast or anything. I can talk in front of thousands of people. It doesn't affect me. But I love training. I love mentoring my guys. I still get, my hands dirty. I still love running equipment. But I do have a business to run, and you have to separate that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard
sure.
because you want to do it all, but you can't.
No. Yeah. You got to delegate.
Yeah, but
Especially if you start believing you can do it all.
Exactly,
That's when you get in trouble.
But get back to the. I kind of like to put this in the same scenario when you're talking about the building aspect of whether it be a custom-built home, a cookie-cutter home, so to speak, a born-dominium, whatever. It's all about what you put in it. You want to build something like you buying a Ford Escape, or you want to build an Escalade, right?
Yeah.
It's all about aesthetics. Yes.
It's a similar size vehicle or whatever,
Yeah.
Just
It's
what's inside.
Yes, and I tell everybody it is somewhat on the more cheaper side. Born dominiums depends on what you use for your framing and so forth. But
Well, and also, are you just going to do a concrete floor, or you can actually put flooring down? That matters, right?
correct. It's all about the aesthetics. Absolutely. And my wife and I talk about this all the time. We're about to build a new home here, another one. We just signed a contract closing on our custom-built home we built 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we talk about that. She's like, oh, I want this in it, this in it. And I'm like, okay, we're getting back to where we were, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's all about the aesthetics, what you want in it. And that's where the cost goes up. What's your budget? And, we do a lot of cost-saving projects, which I like to do bundled services.
Okay.
So if you
Give me an example
if
of
you
that.
call us in to do some land clearing to build your house, I like to do the land clearing, the culvert work, the site pad, the concrete flat work. That's my kind of wheelhouse because I built my company on quality, not quantity, and I love giving back. Yeah, although we still need to make money. I mean, we're all in business, right?
Yeah.
But when you do bundled services, you have an opportunity to kind of give your client the cost savings they need to meet their budget. So I really shoot for that on every project. Sometimes you can't, but most of the time you can make it work. So it's kind of how we like to do things. So
On land clearing, is it worthwhile for people to try and recover any of the expense through the timber?
There is. It's all about the market. I did a 28-acre land clearing in Crosby a while back, and we could not even get our timber to the mill. It was
Really?
choked. Yeah, so we had to basically just eat it. I mean, we were relying on, getting a little bit money back by, sending it to the mill, but...
Is that something that typically the client will let you recover if you want to?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they don't want anything to do with they just want it gone.
Right.
But we ended up having to burn
Or just make a big pile
probably 85% of it. Yeah.
Because you don't have time to dry it out and mill it yourself or anything.
No. And then it rained. It was a rainy season. It was a headache, but hey, you gotta just do what you gotta do to get it done, and that's what we did.
Yeah.
So, it happens.
Yeah. So, is it one of those, you probably need 50, 60 acres to try and recover anything if you got timber?
And it's all about the size, what the mill's looking for. You got certain mills that'll only take certain sizes, and then, it all depends on the needs.
Yeah. I've heard that it's kind of a nightmare to even get the mill's trucks out there. They'll just kind of tear stuff up and don't care. And I mean, it's not. I'm not like trying to speak ill of them. I mean, like they're just trying to run their business.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
You know,
It's especially after a hard rain or even any type of precipitation, it gets pretty pretty messy out there. And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to let it dry out for days before you can even do any work again. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a hit and miss
yeah.
at times.
Well, I've seen a lot of your work, man. I'm super impressed by it, and we probably gotta bring another guest up. But do you have any wild predictions for the political landscape tonight?
Well, you already know my take on it. I'm a Republican. I grew up in a Democratic environment.
Yeah.
But growing up over the years, I just kind of, been drawn to the Republican side, and I just believe in their values, and I'm not against Democratic,
Sure.
The party or anything. I have friends that vote Democrat, but I'm red all the way, bud. That's all I can tell you.
Well, no, to me, like you're sort of the epitome of like the gentlemanly, I don't even know, like the gentlemanly Republican. I mean, like that's how I am, but like I also love and accept the people who don't think the way that I do.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of like the direction it's going. Maybe other people don't think, but Trump bringing in J.D. Vance, kind of letting him, kind of mold him for the future, and that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
I am too, man. Like he really impressed me.
Oh my goodness, he was. I even told my wife after one of his speeches, I'm like, oh, I'm sold. This guy is legit, and he's a Marine.
I
so.
think he won a lot of people over in the debate that he
Yeah,
did.
he did
I mean,
well.
just the way that he treated his opponent with respect and dignity and kindness, and just spoke well of him.
Yeah.
Like was able to disagree with him without demeaning him. I thought it was just an impressive performance.
He was just a gentleman. He was very respectful to the other side, even though they had their different views. He showed that he was a true gentleman, and that won over a lot of people, I believe. So you're absolutely right. That debate really did him good.
Yeah, if nothing else, I'm interested to watch his career.
Yeah.
I'm
as
right
well.
there with you on that. So well, cool, man. Like we'll do some updates. You'd be interested to know Texas has already been called.
Yeah, they just got called.
They just called Texas for Trump. So.
Yeah, that was a given.
Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. Yeah, nothing new there, right?
Yeah, so we're sitting at 177 for Trump. So he really only needs 93 more to take this thing. We'll see if he gets there. But right now Harris is sitting at 99.
There's some big
There's
blue
some
states out there.
there's some chunks.
Yep.
I don't think California's polls are even closed yet.
No, they're 2 hours behind us.
I'm actually I may send Eric G a text and just to see how things are going out there in Oregon.
They're gonna go blue.
Well, I know they're gonna go blue. I want to get his pulse on things.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's get Corey down and get you a break. We can bring Shaun back up.
Okay, let's do it.
And see what's happening. And while you're doing that, I will handle our sponsors.
I appreciate you guys for having me. Enjoy it.
Dude, enjoy
Glad
the
you're here.
evening. We're so
Yeah.
glad that you guys could join
Get
us.
some food.
I hope you're having a good time, and I hope your wife's having a good time. Are you having fun? Good. She's not listening to us. She's watching us on her phone because you can't hear in here.
It's hard to, it's kind of hard to hear.
She can't filter out multiple conversations.
Listen, I can't either. I don't blame her. So
I'll see if we can get somebody else up here.
I think we need to get Fisher Family Plumbing up here.
Okay.
So I think Shaun's sitting back there with him. So
Okay.
Thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
thank you, Court. All right, guys. Tonight is also brought to you by Faust Landscaping. Let me tell you guys something. He just did a rock wall at my house. I was blown away. In fact, my wife's quote on it as we drove up the driveway was like, "That is stunning." And so, listen, I've actually used them on multiple projects over the years. They do incredible work, lots of integrity. Hey, this is yours right here. This is yours. Whether it be a big project, putting in a rock wall like at my house, or just doing general maintenance on the lawn, you can give them a call at 936-207-3238. That's 936-207-3238, and we're super thankful for their sponsorship tonight. We also have Lone Star Appliance Repair. Tonight,
with you, recovering?
we are so sad that Sarah couldn't be here. We wish her the best. She knows she's not feeling good, and wishes she could be here with us tonight. But guys, they are running an incredible special right now. I don't know the exact price, but it's a bundle price where you can get 3 appliances checked out for the price of 1. If you give Darlene a call in the office, she can get you all set up on the schedule. And this is the prime time. I've told you guys this. If I've told you this once, I've told you it 100 times. Get your appliances checked out before the week of Thanksgiving, because if you try and get it done the week of Thanksgiving, it's just not going to happen. It's going to be insane. You're not going to be able to make the turkey the way you want to. You're going to have to smoke it, and let's be honest, nobody really does it that well. You got to fry it or put it in the oven. There's really only one way. You guys agree, right?
Oh yeah. No, listen, it's fry all day.
Fry all day. All right. I'm there with my only problem with frying is you can't make gravy. And come on. You need if I'm gonna fry, I'm gonna put another one in the oven just so I can get the gravy.
Just for the gym.
That's right. That's what I knew I loved you. So anyway, give Lone Star Appliance Repair. Get your appliances checked out before Thanksgiving. 936-647-2364. All right, and now we have returning guest. How you doing?
I'm great.
All right, we got Fisher Family Plumbing sitting with us. Tell everybody your name and what you do. Yeah, here, look.
Well, I am Laura Fisher, and I own Fisher Family Plumbing along with my husband, Zachary Fisher.
Awesome. How have things been for you guys?
We are blessed.
Yeah?
We've been blessed more times than I think we deserve, just with, we've found a great crew, we've grown.
Yeah?
Been
Scoot up just a little bit to that.
I hardly ever get complaints about not being loud enough.
We'll get there.
I'm trying to contain myself because usually I'm a shouter. Business has been amazing.
Uh-huh.
And we've been blessed with great employees. And I honestly, just as a business owner, I don't know. I don't know what the secret sauce is, but I think we just tripped and landed in it.
Hey,
and
nothing
it's been
wrong with that.
amazing.
Because I don't know, commercial, residential, what's your bread and butter?
So we do residential service is our bread and butter. We love being in the homes. We love working with homeowners. We do commercial. Actually, 2 of my journeymen are specialized in commercial. Our master and then my husband, Zachary, he's also a journeyman. They specialize in residential. And then we also do custom home building, plumbing for that. And we recently picked up a new custom home builder that we're really excited to work with, Morningstar Builders. Shout out to Wes out there. They are an incredible builder. We're really looking forward to our project coming up with them. And so we do a little bit of all. The only thing that we really kind of stay away from is, your industrial, it's a lot. And the net 30, 60, 90, we're a small business, it's just not in the cards for us. And so we like working with the people.
So
And,
for people that don't know, what's industrial?
working at the plants and stuff like that. Yeah.
Processing plants and everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's plenty of stuff to do out there. There's a lot
I'm
of
sure,
pipe,
yeah.
But it's just not in the cards.
Sounds like there's probably a lot of anger out there.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll stay away from that. No, there's a lot of opportunity, but we do have we have a new guy that we're looking at to bring on. I am so excited. He's best friends with one of our newest employee is a 17-year Marine veteran, and he's been incredible. His best friend, they met in the Marines, and he was the youngest. The guy that we're about to bring on is a master plumber. He was the youngest person in the state of Texas to get his master's license.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really excited. And we're just, we're growing and we're just happy. I don't know what else to say. We're happy. Life's good at Fisher Family Plumbing right now, and it's because we've got great people, great support, and we love our clients. Things are good.
Yeah.
That's really
so
cool.
with the builder that you're working with, is this like new builds, you guys putting PEX in? What else that?
So we always recommend PEX.
Sure.
It just is the most flexible.
Is there anybody like that's just asking for copper? What's?
Yeah, a little bit. If we're getting into the nitty gritty of the actual licensed plumbing, stuff. Zachary made me promise not to make him get on camera tonight, but maybe I should have made him. I'm talking about you, bud. But
He just waved you off.
But so PEX is always going to be the preferred lines. Copper, yeah, we see copper out there, and it's not a bad choice. I mean,
No, people want copper because they plan on stealing it later.
So we run into so much galvanized and CPVC, and I mean that stuff is just we're trying to get people away from it. I mean, new home builders. I would, if I could encourage anything in the home building industry, is like, please go with PEX. Please don't skate on that cost. Get PEX in there. It's gonna take care of the home longer.
I had a client not too long ago had a nightmare situation pop up when he realized he had some underground piping that was cast iron.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was like he didn't even know. And like once he got into it, he was like, "What did I buy?"
Yeah.
Like it was like I bought a time bomb. That's what I bought.
Yes. So we talked about this when we came on the podcast a while back about if I could change anything about the home buying process is during the inspection for homes that are 10 years older or older, a camera inspection of the plumbing, because one of the biggest nightmares that new homeowners, they buy the older home because it has the character and the charm, and you don't see that in new construction anymore. But getting underneath and seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
We're in Texas. We've got clay. We've got shifting. We've got roots like crazy. I mean, we just saved a client a nightmare. We just did a reroute for her new house that she bought, but she was buying another house, and we advocated for her to get an inspection. That was one of my old softball coaches from high school. I said, you got to get this inspected. And we did. We ran a camera, and I mean, we're talking $15,000 worth of work that she would have needed. And so just get a camera inspection if you're buying an older home. Get a camera inspection of your lines, your sewer lines underneath, and so you know for sure. Like,
It's well worth it.
I mean, it absolutely. It is a huge undertaking, a huge project.
Well, and just so people know, I mean, I'm guessing that's not something your home inspector offers.
No. They'll go and check the water heaters to make sure those are safe. I mean, there's gas lines up there and stuff like that obviously.
Well, no,
and
I don't want people to be frustrated like when they get their home inspection report and they're like, well, why didn't you put a camera down these pipes, and now I'm having to spend $15,000 on something that could have been like I could have known about, I could have negotiated, all these kinds of things. And they're like, but that's not what your home inspector does. So.
No, it's not. Getting a camera inspection, we have special pricing for our realtors for camera inspections. Kind of like your contractor pricing and stuff like that, because you're getting residual business and stuff. But even for the homeowner, it is the best money you can spend when you're getting your home inspected outside of the normal. Like, let's check up on all the appliances.
I'm going to ask this, and just to understand, the homeowner show community is very understanding. In general, like what would I be looking at to get like a camera inspection done?
Ballpark, you're looking about $300 to $350.
Okay.
The camera system that we actually have is, it's the top of the line.
Sure.
I think being a brand new company, the day that we said, hey, we can afford this camera system now. I mean, this camera system itself, I'll just be really honest, it's $15,000.
Wow.
It's but it has a locator. We can pinpoint exactly where the break in the line is. We have video that we can send the clients so they can see with their own eyes, like, this is what we need to fix. You can see roots here, you can see the break here or the belly, so it is the best. We got the top of the line of all the things, because I, as an insurance person, because I'm in my other world, I'm an insurance agent, and to be able to show people like, hey, we're not just telling you this because we want you to sign this $12,000 ticket.
Right.
No, this is going to be a massive problem for you.
Right.
And on the insurance side of it, I can tell you that not fixing this now is going to cause you thousands and thousands and thousands if it backs up into your home.
Right.
And then you're going to have a whole lot of fun spending money on homeowners insurance for the next 3 to 5 years, because you're going to have a claim history now. And so, I mean, for a camera, you can expect to spend anywhere from, $300 to $364. And that's going through an outside clean out. If we have to pull and reset a toilet, it's a little bit more, just because the every plumber's favorite thing to do is to pull and reset toilets.
yeah,
It's their
100%.
favorite thing. Like,
More
let me
of a
just let me go
hobby,
face
really.
down in this thing and get it off the floor
Just
for you.
wake up slobbering in the morning.
That's
To
what-
get,
Yeah.
I want 5
That's
of
what
them.
passion
So
looks
fun.
like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Face first in a toilet. That's her favorite chore. So, yeah, the pull and resets. If we have to take a camera that way, it's a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, but it is money well spent in older homes. Get a camera.
Are you still in the insurance business?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
Are you doing homeowners policies?
Oh no.
No?
No. I got out of the personal lines game about 10 years ago.
What are you doing?
I do commercial. I do
Commercial.
businesses and primarily, contractors, construction, industrial,
Okay.
property, things like that. And so, when Zach and I got married and I married a plumber, I've spent so much time with contractors. I'm like, I think we can do this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Between my skills and your skills and, the community that we've worked to build and networked in for so many, I was like, I think we got this.
Yeah.
That's
So,
Well, I know that there's massive changes coming very, very soon for like homeowners policies. That people and people don't want to believe me when I tell them. Look, your roof is not going to be covered anymore under your general homeowners policy. They've already taken away fire. They've already taken away flood. They're just going to continue to take things away. So and you may have some insight on that. I don't know, but I'm curious to know. Do you know any big changes coming on commercial lines that people need to be aware of?
commercial lines, no, expect those property insurance rates for commercial buildings and things like that to continue to go up. Specific to Texas, Texas is the #1 catastrophe state in the union. We have everything here, the hurricanes, tornadoes. Texas typically, on a yearly average, has more tornadoes that touch down in Texas than in any other state.
That's right.
Yeah, but
Man,
we
look
don't
at
have
us.
the big bad ones, like the fun ones you see on the news. Not that they're fun, but
Right.
we don't have the sexy tornadoes that
Sure,
are gigantic
no,
that you
yeah.
see in movies. But we have more per capita
Right.
here
Yeah.
in Texas because we're just huge.
The reasonable tornado.
Yes, we have the little guys that are like, hey, what's up? You like your
Yeah.
fence? I don't. Boom, and they take it out. But we have the tornadoes. The hail in North Texas is just outrageous. So I haven't seen, again, I'm not so much in the personal lines world
Right,
as much,
yeah.
but I haven't heard any definite decisions being made. But as far as like roof coverages, it would not surprise me, especially in Texas, North Texas, if the carriers just started saying, yeah, sorry, we're not doing roof coverage anymore.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well,
It is
What's
a
the,
loss.
what's the best company to start right now based on insurance coverage?
Oh, I mean, like what type of entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Oh gosh.
Not
I mean,
that you're on the spot.
that's a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're all going to believe you. You can say whatever you want.
well, here's what I can tell you. Okay, so artisan contracting, other than plumbing, is really affordable. If you specialize in one specific skill, it's pretty affordable. Plumbing rates are not fun. They are up there because
Is
water.
there a reason?
Yeah, because,
because water damage.
water,
Okay, I
water.
got you.
I mean,
Yeah.
water is an angry little being, and it's going to go damage anything it touches, and there is no containing it once
Right.
it's spilled. Like it's going to go, and then we have the brilliant, architects that decided, hey, what would be a really great idea? Let's start putting water heaters, 50 gallons worth of water and water lines in attics.
Yeah.
That
And the
sounds
highest
fun.
point possible, yeah.
Let's do it.
The smallest corner in
Who
the
cares
whole,
about gravity
Yeah.
and how much damage water can do?
I think we talked about this last time you were on the show, but I've had 3 clients that have gone out of town on vacation and come back home to their home soaking wet
Yep.
Yeah.
from water heaters in the attic.
It's water heaters in the attic, and then AC condensation lines that get
Why
Clogged.
do they
They
wait
get
until you go
clogged.
on vacation?
What's that?
Why do they wait? Do you ever ask the water heater, like,
Well, because
What is this
whenever
about?
you just went on vacation, and it's the world's way of reminding you that life's not a vacation, and you come home to.
You thought you were going to relax.
yeah,
So
Love that.
true story. I was in my 20s, so I wasn't married yet, had no kids, and so I was the last one of the 4 girls in my family to get married. So every Thanksgiving, me and Daddy were going to the deer lease, and I came home to my townhome after a Thanksgiving hunting trip, and in my bedroom, my entire AC unit that was in the attic was hanging by cables right over my bed. And
Oh
I
my
was
gosh.
like, oh my God, what happened? And it was the AC condensation line had clogged and the pan had overflowed and so much damage that it shattered through. And so to this day, that's like, when I hear AC condensations, two things people can do to prevent AC condensation lines, disasters like that, and then water heater disasters. On the water heaters, get a flood stop. It's like $400.
It's like a little sensor you put in the drip pan, right?
Yeah, we have to solder it on. So there's a little bit of work to go onto it. So it's not like the cheapest little, stick-on item,
Sure.
but it's absolutely worth it for the protection of your home. Honestly, if homeowners would do something, they should give discounts for that.
Like
I'll go
homeowners
tell the
insurance?
companies. Maybe they'll listen to me.
Yeah, maybe.
But and then on the AC condensation, they tie those into sinks, usually like a guest sink or whatever. That also another brilliant engineering. No, those can be rerouted into where they drain just outside the home, like through the wall and out, and that way you don't have any of that because it's a biofilm that builds up in there, and it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, it's more like a fungus.
What would you call it?
Biofilm.
Biofilm?
Uh-huh.
Just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it's tasty. It's really good. Speaking of gravy, that's pretty much what builds up in there. Little turkey treat in your AC condensation line.
This biofilm is delicious.
It's so
Little
yummy.
salt, little garlic.
Yeah. You
You
could
can
throw,
make anything taste good.
yeah,
Craig is the chef of chefs.
throw some truffle oil in there.
Hey,
All good.
I make it happen.
Yeah, it works. But yeah, those would be the two things. I mean, two things for the geniuses who put water, apparatuses up in the ceiling or in the attic. That's what you can do. Flood stop and reroute.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Super fun.
But yeah, the insurance one is an interesting one to me. Like I know there's certain companies that have already said they're going to stop selling policies in California. They're going to stop selling policies in Florida.
I think State Farm actually, they're the
State
number
Farm
one homeowner insurance company in the country,
Yep.
and they pulled out of California.
I think what's going on is they're looking at their margins and they're going like, look, we can actually increase our profits if we just pull out of these 2 or 3 states and just focus on selling there. Because they know that they can sell. They know that they can produce agents. They know that they can get agencies up and running, and they can dominate in those areas. And if they pull out of those 3 states, they can then probably lower their prices in the other ones where there's not as much risk, and then they can really dominate.
Right.
Because then they don't have the risk like they do in states like ours. So it's not. Look, I don't begrudge them their intelligence, for those. But like what it does is it reduces the options that we have in states like Texas, and so what do we get left with? We get left with second-class garbage.
Garbage, and what happens whenever you reduce the amount of competition in the market?
Yeah,
The prices go up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's basic economics.
Yeah.
I know that's opinions
some
on
people to grasp.
economics are different depending on side of the aisle you're on. But yeah, you reduce the competition, you increase prices. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
gonna-
to that point, one of the reasons we wanted to do an election night show is we sort of figured out early on that for millennials in particular, the number one voting issue for millennials this voting season was homeowner affordability. There's other issues I think that are going to drag the election for sure. Economics and other issues that are more broad for the country. But for that specific voting block, which is the largest generation that we have since the greatest generation.
Yes.
These guys are going to be making decisions for a long time when it comes to our country. This was their issue. And so we started talking about it pretty early on. I don't know that anybody, the only person who really said anything about it, there was 2 people, was Kamala said something about it, and she just wanted to give people $25 grand.
That's not how that works.
And fixed rates.
Fixed rates, which is a nightmare. Why? And then the other, RFK said some stuff about it before he dropped out and started supporting Trump. But really, it was, to me, it was a very narrow-sighted thing for neither candidate to really address it. I don't know why it wasn't brought up that much. And I say not brought up because Kamala's was just a dumb like throwaway. Like really, you're going to give everybody 25 grand and just inflate the
Okay,
prices.
so you know what you just did to the housing market?
just
You just
jack-
increased it by $25,000.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediate.
Actually, the people who would qualify for it or thought they would qualify for it wouldn't.
Right.
If your parents bought a house, then you wouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
So you'd be 2 generations removed. So who's that really helping?
Nobody. No, really.
Yeah, it was just a really cute bumper sticker that
Exactly.
amounts to nothing, and if anything, it actually would hurt the market even worse. It's so backwards.
I tell you guys what's crazy is we actually did an episode last night on the 12 most affordable metropolitan areas in the United States to buy a home. And what qualifies as affordable is staggeringly different from city to city.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you look at here, I'm just trying to pull it up because I have it here on my phone. The numbers. Here we go. So what qualifies as a affordable home in Pittsburgh right now, right? Affordable is $215,000. And right now 73% of the listings in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania are at the affordable rate, okay? So that you contrast that with number 10 on the list, which is Philadelphia, in the same state, right? In Philadelphia, an affordable home in that city is $363,000, of which 51% of the listings are at the affordable rate, what's considered affordable for that city. And so like you have well over $150,000 disparity between 2 cities in the same state that's considered affordable.
Yeah.
You know, and like, so 25 grand, really? Like you can take 25 grand in Pittsburgh and it's going to feel a lot different in Philadelphia.
Right.
You know, and so like, it's just a nothing burger.
Yeah.
I mean-
I want to know how long those lasted on market.
Well, that's the thing is like, that's why these cities are considered the most affordable ones, because they have so many of their listings at the affordable price.
Yeah.
But like you start looking at, let's see here. Yeah. So these are metropolitan cities with fewer than 15% of the homes at affordable rates, right? And we don't know what those rates are, but like 2/3 of the entire list is the state of California.
Wow.
So you have San Francisco, Riverside, Sacramento, San Jose, San Diego, and Los Angeles. That's 6 out of the top 10.
Of the most affordable?
Oh, no. Of the least affordable.
Okay. I was like, hold on, what
The
happened
the
here?
least
I'm in a
affordable.
Twilight Zone. That's
Yeah.
completely backwards if it's the most affordable. No way.
California has 6 cities that top the top 10 in the United States as the least affordable
Oh, of
cities.
course.
And that's mostly based off of availability.
We were literally just having this conversation. I was sitting with my Zach and this Zach, and we were talking. You know, I remember being in
Zach the
my
sound
20s.
guy.
Yeah, I was talking with the Zachs, and like I remember being in my 20s, and I'm 41 now, but being in my 20s and thinking, man, once I get to that $100,000 income range, I will have made it. $150,000, I'm living big.
No,
I'm buying a boat.
Same,
I'm buying
yeah.
a camper. You know,
You were
hotel-
living large at 100 grand.
Yes, you were, and now you have an income like a 2-income household that's bringing in 100K, 150K. 100K, you're barely getting by. You're
Right.
paying your bills. You're getting your kids. You know, they're getting into soccer. That's it. 150, like you may go on one vacation. Like the value, like what a dollar gets you now with the housing market and everything else, all the inflation, everything there is. It's maniacal what has
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
our economy.
Well, do you have any interesting predictions for the night? Do you think we're gonna know tonight?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, I do not think that they're going to officially call it. I think you have way too. And it strikes me as odd to our friends out there that are of the left leaning. I want to know, do you not find it odd that the only states that have these problems, the only counties that have these problems, are the blue counties in the swing states that basically decide who is going to? They're the who's going to be president.
Which problems are you talking about?
I'm talking about like counting the votes and
Okay,
getting
okay.
votes done and you know having I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Pennsylvania, maybe. I'll probably get it wrong. I've been looking at 100 different reports tonight. But like there were 400,000 mail-in ballots that still had to be counted, and they weren't going to do it until start doing
Tonight,
it until
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, right.
Today is our election day. We should know by the end of the night who has won our
Yeah.
presidency. It is insane that this has become the standard that we're not going to know for 2 to 3 weeks.
I mean, I think Florida is probably a really good example. And we were talking about
Perfect.
that early in the show. Like they really screwed the pooch back in 2000. I mean, it revealed a lot that was
Yeah.
wrong with our system, but they fixed it.
They fixed it. There was a
and-
problem, and no longer. Now they're one of the best. They're one of the best at reporting
Oh, yeah.
on-time
Yeah.
results because they fixed a problem. But so, do I think we'll know tonight? No, I don't. I honestly think that in the end, I do think that the country's going to pick Donald Trump to be the new president. I think there's too many factors. Economics is really the driving factor in all of that, and economics is the center of it, but it's all like the immigration issues affects our economics. It affects our housing markets. All the other sub issues affect our economy, and the economy is the one thing that's not going to discriminate. It is going to hurt everybody or help everybody equally.
Yeah.
So I don't see that. I've seen the swings and the changes in our urban communities, and being upset that they're not getting the dollar support from our federal government anymore.
Yeah.
Instead of building them community centers, the illegal immigrants that have been coming here are now getting that support.
Right.
The billions and billions of dollars that aren't going into our American communities for the American citizens, and I think that really hurt the Democrats this time
Yeah, our
around.
underserved communities that I've seen, one of the most frustrating thing is to see report of the funds that come in to help those communities, and then still nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
They don't see the money in the community. They don't see the representation in the community. But the funds come in, but we just never see them.
Well, it's kind of like what happened to $8 billion or it was billions of dollars for 8 charging stations that never
Right.
got built. I've got the numbers backwards. I think it was 8 charging stations and however many billions of dollars that went to it to build. And I can't remember who was in charge of that project. Do you remember? I think her name starts with a K. I don't know.
Rhymes with Amala.
Something. I don't know.
Mamala.
Mamala something.
Mamala.
I think people are tired of being told, don't believe your lying eyes.
Right.
And they're tired of being told everything's going to be fine. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. So I think that's what's going to really make the change this election. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Well, in the age of the celebrity endorsement, which I think is rather vapid, to be honest. I mean, I don't put too much stock in it. I'm curious to know. I mean, really, from both of you guys, like, how significant do you think the Rogan endorsement is going to be?
Ooh.
Rogan was huge.
Yeah.
I think Rogan was huge.
Do you think it's actually going to get people to the polls and get them to vote a particular way, or?
I mean, his endorsement, I think, was huge. It was on the eve of the election, but I think an even bigger driver was doing, Donald and JD going on the show and doing his podcast. Can you imagine a 3-hour podcast on Joe Rogan with Kamala?
I can now because not with Kamala. I mean,
She might have to answer a question. I don't know. It'd be weird.
It'd be difficult to talk in
Unedited.
circles for a
Oh
long.
my
for that
gosh.
Long. I don't think people talk about that and make fun of her, and I understand why. I heard her talk about it one time. There was a reporter that said, what do you say to critics that say that you just keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again? And she said, oh, that's called discipline. And to a certain degree, I understand that. To stay on message.
Yeah.
To keep repeating the same. It's sort of like a preaching strategy. Like you keep saying the same thing over and over again until they hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
I get that. But it just wasn't resonating with anybody. It doesn't seem like it was at least the things that she was saying doesn't seem to resonate with people as much as it was just like, you're not Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Or did the Diddy endorsement list hurt her or help her?
Yeah.
I think that people love celebrities. They love entertainment. They love musicians. They love actors. I think people have become extremely tired of being told how, what to do with our lives when they have no idea what it's like to live in our world.
Yeah.
And when that's the only endorsement that you're getting, I think I don't think that it hits home like it would with like a Joe Rogan, who's also a celebrity. But
Yeah, for sure.
But it's
a different vein,
type,
for sure.
but honestly, me personally, the biggest endorsement that I think made, like, just through shockwaves was RFK. He's a Democrat.
Yeah.
He's a lifelong Democrat and one who does not agree with a lot of things, but I think what the DNC did to him and during the democratic process of basically saying, yeah, get out of here. We're not even going to let you run in the primaries as a Democrat. What they did to him and how that was handled, I think fundamentally changed this entire election.
Yeah.
I really do. From starting from that point, and I think he would have won. I honestly, if he would have obviously beat out Biden.
You mean if he'd been able to get in the primary?
If he had been primaried, he would have beat Biden, and I think tonight we would be getting the announcement that RFK won the election.
I don't think that you're wrong, honestly.
I don't think that I am.
Because I could have gotten excited about an RFK.
I could have
genuinely.
too. The health aspect of all of it, getting, it's horrifying that I feel like we're all just a bunch of farm animals on the pharma medicine. Anyways, I'm getting into all the fun things, but I really do. I feel like we're just here to, eat the poison so that they can pop us full of pills and keep us as unhealthy so that we just keep cranking out the money.
Yeah.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yes, exactly. I think it's terrible. But yeah, no, I think if they had allowed the democratic process, the democracy that they say they want to protect, if they had actually let democracy do its thing, then we would be getting an announcement that RFK is the next president of this country tonight.
I don't doubt it. I think if Trump wins, I think he's going to be around for a while. I don't know in what capacity, but I think he's going to be around for a while.
I hope so. I really do. I think it'd be great for the country because, fiscally, I'm conservative. I'm a business owner. I have employees that I'm responsible for. So I think it's natural that I lean to the conservative fiscal stuff. But as far as like social issues and things like that, like I'm very centric. I think everybody should just be able to do what they want in their own homes, and the government should stay the hell out of it.
That's
and
right.
So, but with RFK, I hope he's around. I hope they really put him to use. I really, really, truly hope that we do something about our health in this country and take it to big pharma. If you ever see me on Twitter, like I basically go around on Twitter and I tag the USDA and the FDA and I'm like, you guys are committing the biggest genocide on this planet. I'm not nice on Twitter.
I read the FDA approval as a warning label.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it's approved?
Okay,
great. I'm going to stay away from that one. Yeah.
Well, what's weird about it is how RFK is talking about food, right?
Yeah.
And like, because I think one of the things that people were just tired of is okay, well, let's just publicly fund sick care.
Yeah.
It's what we were talking about.
Right.
I mean, and I think that's what frustrated a lot of people is like, okay, you want me to pay for your health care, but you're going to eat 3 bags of Cheetos a day. That doesn't seem fair to the rest of us.
Yeah.
But like with RFK, it's like, okay, like there are things in our food, there are things in our medicine that are clearly not good for us.
Yes.
That other countries have already banned.
Yes.
Like let's start there and see if we can't just get everybody to like a stasis.
And then on that point, we've had, I think, 3 to 4 chemicals that have been outlawed in the food industry. They are no longer allowed to add it to foods. And I saw this video on Twitter. And do you know what administration outlawed those chemicals in our foods? I'll give you one guess.
What agency?
What administration? What administration outlawed those chemicals in the food in the last 10 years? The only administration to outlaw
I'm guessing
poisons
Trump.
in food. Yes, it was.
Yeah. I mean, he's really the only one of the few that's actually talked about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I know it's election night, and I feel like I got a little too much into politics.
No.
Zach
You're
staring
good.
at me a little bit.
That's part of what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, trying to, but I think there's common sense and then common help to people. We have to protect our kids, our families. That's what we work for. We're all in business. We're all business owners. And why do we do it? We do it for our families. So if we're not making decisions based on the health and the future of our children, then what are we doing? Why do we wake up and grind every day?
Well, I mean, on that note, it's 9 o'clock, so we're into the home stretch of this thing. We got one more hour to go, and we got some updates here. Trump is now at 198. So they have called Utah and Montana, and I think that's it. Am I missing one there, Shaun?
I don't think so. I think you're spot on.
Yeah, I think Montana and Utah. So we're at 198 with Trump, and Harris is at 99. So no new ones called for her, but we have some that are looking close. It's looking close, like for Colorado.
Oregon leading red right now?
Oregon's leading red.
Is it really?
So I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that and send it to my buddy Eric.
That's interesting. Yeah. I figured there was going to be a few predominantly blue that
everyone's watching
surprise
Iowa
people.
right now, and Iowa is still leaning blue.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, anything else in the plumbing world that we need to be aware of?
Yeah, your garbage disposal is not a trash can. It is not. Stop. I mean, you can use it like one and just have my number on speed dial.
Yeah.
And because people do that, we're running a special through the end of the year to get people through the holidays, 10% off garbage disposal, repairs and replacements, and then water heaters are 10% off through the end of the year.
Now, you may not know this, but I do have a legit question. I saw a commercial the other day for dishwashers, and it was a commercial. It was some type of announcement. It said what you need to do is actually leave food on the dishes so that the cleaning pods have something to attach to. Is that true, or are they just trying to get those lines clogged up as much as possible?
I think that's a great way to need a plumber,
Girl,
because
this
that
is what
food
I'm
has
saying.
got to go somewhere, and you
Yeah.
know where it goes? Over to that disposal line to be dumped into that, so that your disposal can eat it up, and then it's going to end up in your lines. And no,
place for my chewing gum,
bad
right?
idea.
Yeah.
Food goes in the garbage, not down drains.
Yeah.
Drains are for water.
Chicken
That's
bones, rice, and coffee all down the garbage disposal is what I'm hearing.
That's And
Yes.
here, let me get you my
That's
card.
right.
You know.
And give it to all your friends.
Yes, give it to all your friends. Tell them the same. No, like water lines, drain lines are for liquids, and that's it. And flushable wipes, not flushable. Do not
Right.
flush them.
Yeah.
No, they're advertised as such because I don't know, maybe in like however many years they break down. No, we appreciate the job security, but
Yeah.
please don't do it. I'd rather you spend your money on Christmas presents and not us. So.
Best Christmas I'm going to talk eventually. Best Christmas present for a plumber.
I don't know. Best Christmas present for a plumber? Oh my gosh, I couldn't. A Home Depot gift card so they can go get more Milwaukee tools. No, I tell you, my guys tell me all the time. You know, they call me boss mom or mom boss or whatever, and I bought them. The summers suck, right, for them because they're in attics and it's 100 billion degrees up there and they're up there for hours. I bought them on TikTok Shop because, I wasn't spending enough money on Amazon. Now TikTok sells me crap. But I bought them the little fans that either clip on their hat or on their belt.
Okay.
And they went nuts over those.
Really?
Yes, they loved them. So if you know a plumber, buy them a little clip-on fan.
Okay.
They will appreciate it because those attics are insane.
Yeah, that's done and done.
Oh yeah, do it. They'll appreciate that. Other than that, I don't know. Just give them a hug. They
Sure.
deserve it. They work hard.
Sure. And I'll tell you this. I saw an electrician with their butt crack out the other day, and I was like, what's a plumber thing?
Listen, stay in your lane, electricians. The
like-
butt cracks are ours.
Yeah.
We own that.
I stood up
yes.
for you guys.
Thank
I want you to know that.
Yeah, save a plumber. Tell
That's
an
right.
electrician to pull up their pants.
I feel like I came in at the wrong time
You
on that
sure
conversation.
did.
Spot on timing.
Yeah, super fun.
Well, cool. Well, listen, the market's enjoying what's going right now. Bitcoin is up 8.5% right
Wow,
now.
yeah.
That's nuts.
That's a
What's
good indication.
Dogecoin at?
No, I'll tell you. Hang on. It is up. Whew, 28%.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
you
So,
scoffed, but I got
yeah.
quite a bit of that.
Yeah, I'm probably up to $7 now.
Shiba
There
is
you
up
go.
almost 13%.
Okay.
Dang. I'm living large right now. Come
There
on.
you are.
Oh. So this is the one that's interesting. So you got the betting markets.
Yep.
So earlier today, you could buy shares of Kamala at, I think it was like 49 cents, 46 cents. She's down to 14 cents right now. They're not liking that. But like, look, if you think that she's going to win, that's a good price to buy that.
That's a wonderful price to pay.
Let's see. If you buy Harris at, okay, right now it's at 19 cents. They just jacked it back up. Let's buy $100. So at $100, I'd buy 100 shares at 19 cents. It cost me $20. If she wins, I'd get $100. That'd be my payout. That's not a bad wager.
That's not
I
bad.
mean, yeah, that's nice. what does $100 for Trump get you?
Oh, not much, because he's up so much right now.
Yeah. Well, so just like 2 weeks ago, I
if
saw
I buy 100
that.
shares of Trump, it'd be at 90 cents. It would cost me $91, and I'd get 100. So I'd make $9.
Yeah.
So not much.
Yeah, but you'd take your $9.
I take the $9. I mean, look, a win's a win.
That's right.
It is.
I mean, like, but if you're looking for a return, but like
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
strong.
listen,
The
now's
betting
the time to
betting
buy.
market thing is an interesting one to watch.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 weeks ago. I think Trump's was at like 61 cents
Yeah,
or
yeah.
56 cents or something, and I mean it was pretty even.
It's definitely trending.
It's leaning towards Trump at this point.
But I'd buy Kamala now because at 3 a.m. we'll get all those mail-ins.
That's right.
You'll get the
Buy now and then sleep well.
Right.
what do they call it? They call it the straight up
That's-
dump,
yeah.
the straight curve, like the mathematically
The mail dump.
impossible.
The mail dump.
Sure,
I can't
it's
wait
fine.
to get that.
Should buy your take that bet.
No. Okay, so some more got called for her. So Colorado got called for her, and Illinois was called for her. So she's at 109. So she just crossed the 100 electoral mark, and Trump's still at 198. I imagine we're going to have some called for him soon. New Mexico is leaning towards him right now, which is really weird. But all of the now it's still early, but the blue wall is leaning red right now.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. But like,
Arizona's
also-
going to be interesting.
Arizona will be interesting. I sent my buddy in Oregon a message and said like, hey, like, because Oregon's leaning red right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's going on over there? And he goes like, look, dude, there's a lot of people pissed.
Yes. Yeah.
And he goes, so early voting's going to show it. He goes, it's always blue, but like there's just a lot of people who are pissed.
Yeah. It's a lot of things
I'm not
have
saying
changed.
his name because I don't want him to like be.
You don't call out your buddy in
Well, like,
Oregon.
look, he lives in a very liberal state, and like I don't want like people to be mad at him, and
Yeah.
he's a pretty well known guy. But
I'm
anyway.
sure he appreciates that.
So anyway, we need to thank the rest of it. Thank you so much for sitting down with us.
I'm so happy to be
Always
back.
good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
glad you
having
guys
me.
could come tonight. I mean, it's an absolute blast to get to do this, and thank you guys for helping us make it happen.
Of course, anytime. Anytime Alicia brings something from Craig to sponsor on my table, I'm like, sign it up. No question. We're in.
By
so
the way,
you let us know.
have you been here before?
Thistle?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of my favorite hangouts.
I used to be a big time beer drinker, and I used to live in this area, and if
Okay.
this place had been open when I lived in this
Right.
area, when I was playing my slow pitch softball and drinking my cerveza for breakfast on Saturdays
On Saturdays.
before softball.
Exclusively.
Mom.
Yeah.
It was before softball, Mom.
Have
on
you been next
Saturdays.
door?
I have not.
Oh,
I've heard a lot about
yes,
it. I don't leave my house anymore, Craig. I'm
Listen.
3 kids, 2 businesses.
You gotta check next door out before it's the secret speakeasy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's no sign. You just got to know where to walk in, and yeah, it's super cool.
Okay.
So,
all right.
now
Well, that's my next stop.
you can't bring stuff back and forth. So
Yeah,
like if
sure.
you're going, go sit down and enjoy yourself. But like you got to kind of wind into it too. It's cool.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go sneak over there and check it out. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah. Hope everyone has a great night. Go to bed. We'll know what happens in 3 weeks.
Oh, absolutely. So, guys, again, thank you tonight for our sponsors. We've got True Texas Solar again. Let me see this here, Shaun, so I can get these guys. There we go. We got True Texas Solar as a sponsor for the show. Thank you to them for being one of our longtime sponsors here on the show. They are absolutely fantastic. One of the things that we love about these guys is they are one of the companies that's out there rooting out scams. They want to make sure that you're getting treated right. I remember to this day, Kevin called me and said, like, look, my brother-in-law was having some issues with the solar company he was working with, and we had just started working with Josh and his company, and Josh just looked at Kev and said, put him on the phone. And so he can walk me through every single thing that's on this contract, everything that these guys are wanting to install. I want to look at every single part. I want to know what's going on in this guy. And like he wasn't making any money on that. He was genuinely concerned about someone not getting taken advantage of in solar because there's so many scams out there now that people are getting just taken advantage of. And so these guys are just true to the bone. Look, they're one of the few companies that can actually get you a full home power system, from generator, battery, solar system that's completely integrated and get your home set up. You can give them a call at 936-286-8325. Did you learn anything from talking to Mickey over there tonight?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I did learn is that there's honest people out there because he said, let me tell you if it's right for you. Then he gave me options of why it wouldn't be right. When's the last time you heard a salesman say you don't want this?
Right.
Yeah, that's beautiful. If you can trust him to say this isn't for you, you can trust him when he says it is for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So give him a call, 936-286-8325. Another sponsor that we have for tonight, making tonight happen so we can bring you guys all the election results and make sure that you get to hear all of our very educated and informed opinions, is the Walk Wilson Law Firm dealing in family law. Listen, guys, one of the most stressful times that you can have in your life is if you're going through a divorce or a child custody route. Here, I'm gonna step off here in a minute. She can have this one. Yeah. Sure? Yeah. Okay. And so you're gonna go. When you have these issues pop up in your life, you're going through a divorce, child custody, whatever it is with the family, you're not thinking clearly because you are dealing with these issues emotionally, and you need someone who's going to be logical, who's going to know the law, and who's going to advocate for you and your rights, and know what's going to be best for you and your family, and who's going to stick up for you in the face of an adversary that's trying to get what they want, and man, you can't represent yourself on these kinds of things, so you need an advocate. Give them a call at 281-942-4052, and as Shaun pointed out, like so many marriages are ending in divorce, it's likely that you're going to need services like this, and so go ahead and have this in your back pocket. Not that we want anyone's marriage to go south or to go through that time in life, because we all understand that how horrible that can be for you, but be prepared. Call Walk Wilson, 281-942-4052, and with that, I'm going to hand it over to the dynamic duo of the evening.
All right.
Kev and Shaun and our buddy Mike over there at Faust. Dude,
That's right.
Thank you so much for our wall. I think my wife's love for me went up at a certain amount of percentage points. The amount of points that we're hoping that the election gets won by tonight.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
increased your love life?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
That's beautiful.
With Moss Rock.
What better? What?
Well, wait, let's explain, what happened? I had to come back and redo some stuff. So, how was it before that?
Well, look,
It was rough.
No, it was. There was some rotten wood out there, man.
Wow.
You said, get over here now.
It's like I need Faust.
Wow.
It was a pleasure, dude. Thank you.
Dude,
not every
dramatically
job goes perfect this first time.
No, but
You know what I mean?
look,
and it sucks that it is I consider us friends. I've been on the show multiple times.
Yeah.
And that just shows that nothing in this life is perfect. And, sometimes you have to come back and it's if you do the right thing is what makes the most sense, right?
Yeah, no, and look, we can talk honestly about this thing because we're buddies.
Absolutely.
It didn't come out right the first time.
No.
And I didn't even have to say anything.
He was like, hey, I'll meet you at my house. He was really nice.
Yeah.
He didn't want to hurt my feelings.
No, that's what he told me.
I got there before he did, and I was like,
This is the
hey,
story
dude.
I got too.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, dude, you don't even have to come over here.
He
I was like, I
slapped
see the
me the
problem.
last time I did something
You know
wrong.
what I mean? So, yeah.
We have a different relationship.
No, I mean,
I liked it.
I only offer things that I know how to do personally, and
Right.
whenever I saw it, it was immediate. Like, no,
Not good.
I can't take someone that I consider a friend's money from this. So the way you handled it was ideal.
Okay.
It wasn't like I take it bad whenever I get like the aggressive side
Right.
of people. I'm like, I don't want to help this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to help this woman. But if it's like a nice way about it, fuck it, the job's for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's get this right.
Yeah.
We'll bring in total different material, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? But so you did it perfectly.
Well, part of that is because I'm in a similar business.
Right.
And I hate it when people treat me with distrust and suspicion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And so I try and give, and I wasn't giving you the benefit of the doubt. Like I knew I was like, Mike's gonna take care of this, and it wasn't even bad. It was just not what we.
It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't wait to hire Faust, and this is what we get. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and so it was so easy to just kind of go, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the square, and I didn't even mind paying for it then.
Right.
It was like.
There were people there. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, dude, any case, as long as it's level-headed, can be brought up. If it's negative or positive, it's really just how it's delivered.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you have to read the room and you have to read the people, how you deliver those messages. Some people take it like you have to talk to them aggressively to get the point across.
Yeah.
And then some people don't. And I've had to learn that managing the amount of people that I manage on a day-to-day basis. There's some people I'm like, hey, now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or else. Or there's some people it's like, hey, bud,
But
we got to do it this way.
I think it's a good message for people listening to that hire people like us. Is you're gonna get so much more out of us just by treating us with respect.
Yeah, we're humans. Yeah.
Yeah, and treating someone with dignity and not suspicion. And giving them the benefit of the doubt, even though it may not have gone the way that you think, but if you explain to them hey, this didn't meet my expectations.
Yeah.
They're most likely going to go above and beyond to try and make you happy.
No, absolutely. We have those conversations all the time, actually.
Yeah.
It's not like something that just is a one-off. If someone talks to me calmly, I literally tell my management team, I'm like, dude, I'll do anything for those people.
Yeah.
Well, let people establish their integrity.
Yeah.
Don't assume it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of assumptions, especially, for the things that I offer, they're thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? So it's like, you have to put yourself in those people's shoes where it's like, I'm about to give this person $10,000.
Right.
Be theoretical. If you're hiring me for something, it's not a must, it's a want. And
Yeah.
if you're going to want to spend $10,000 and not get, and it's not it's extra money.
Yeah.
But there's a big difference in spending $10,000 and at the end having a less than expected outcome and be like, I can't believe y'all did such crappy work out here.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what? I really was hoping for something a little different.
Right.
Those two conversations, not only are they heard different,
Yeah.
but they're also felt different.
Yeah.
If you come at me, my natural instinct is to bow up a little bit.
Exactly.
It just
Yeah.
is.
And if you're a man,
If you're a man.
there's women business owners.
Sure,
and
but even
maybe
then,
yeah,
your natural reaction is to be like, wait a minute, that was my work.
it's defense.
It's
Oh,
defense.
my bride will cut you.
Yeah.
You pop off at her. Oh,
Good
katana
luck.
ready.
Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'm gonna go grab a
Anyways.
bite. You guys
No,
you
do
guys
it.
talk it
But
out.
do it.
I think,
yeah.
but I think the opposite of that is true, though. It's like, man, if I come to you and I'm just like, hey, look, man, I'm having some concerns. That's a different conversation.
Right.
And I think it's everybody. If you're going to spend $10,000, you should have an expectation.
Yeah.
of what that should look like.
A little research,
That's right.
Because let's say Craig's job was done correctly, but he didn't like it. I could say, hey, this is what this material looks like, bud.
Right. This is it.
On the visit, this is what you picked.
Right.
You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
You said you wanted a country look. This is what country looks like.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So it goes both ways. But no, in his job, it needed some touch up and some love. But it took us 3 hours to make it right. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was a whole catastrophe.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it does look great. I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah,
Cool.
I've seen it, and it's the thing about what y'all did is like right as you enter the property, like
It's big.
you can't miss it. It's right there.
So majority of our work is right there.
Oh, yeah,
it's on the
for
front.
everyone to see.
You know what I mean? And it's got to look right.
Yeah.
So whenever I pulled up, I was like, Craig, you don't even show up. He was like, well, I'm pulling in. And I was like, all right.
That's exactly what he told me. He
I'm
wasn't
like,
even
all
lying
right.
to me.
Yeah, I was like, all right, come on, let's do this. But as a business owner, you got to be able to take big wins and delegate it properly, and then you got to be able to take little and big losses too. So
Yeah, and I don't know exactly how to do that well, but what I do know is that tell me about how you set expectations at, like, if I'm a homeowner and I'm talking with you,
yeah.
how do I manage expectations on a job? What are your thoughts?
Very good question. So this last year, I hired this kid. He's like 25 years old. I say that's young because I'm getting older.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this kid knows way more than me.
Okay.
I'll say that on the homeowner show.
Yeah, okay.
I thought I knew everything. I hired someone younger than me, and he's a monster.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it.
And I'm proud to have this guy on my team. But the way we set these expectations, to answer your question, is everything isn't about the person, it's all about the project. It's not about where you live. It's not about how big your house is, how many square foot you have, what your bankroll looks like. It's all about the way Faust Landscaping operates today. It's not off the whim. It's off of the square foot, the linear foot, the cubic yard. It's all about the how many zones on the irrigation, the material that goes in. It's all, everything that we offer now is going to be on a profit margin, percentage. Everything has its set price.
So it's not I think I'll bid this one at this price.
Right.
Because you're a difficult person to work with, or because
Yeah,
you have
you
a
sound
little bit,
annoying, so we're going to charge you 15% more.
right.
It's not like that.
Or you live in Bentwater, so
Right,
your
yeah.
house is obviously worth more, so you can afford
You got
more.
it. Yeah, no, that's not the case. And
Right.
that's going to help us go on to be better this next year. So what we really do now, and I'm proud of it, is we try to get a survey from every client that
Oh, a
wants a
survey.
job.
Literal survey. I mean, you
And-
have to have one of those to.
Yeah. So like things that customers of ours may not know is that we pay for multiple programs, and these programs are landscaping based, and we can take your survey and scale the property off of one measurement off of your survey.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So we take one measurement off if your house says it's 27 foot long, we can input that measurement on our program, and then it scales the entire project to scale. So if we build your flower bed out 5 foot, so essentially, whenever we come and sell you a new flower bed or a walkway, everything's to scale, and it's in this program, and it tells us the cubic yard. And with experience, we know that this material requires 5 inches. This
Okay.
mulch requires this much yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we input everything into this computer, and not only are we submitting the price, but we're submitting a survey with a plan.
Oh.
So that's going to give you your expectation. So
Okay.
you know everything that's going to happen. And then if you hire us, whenever we come to do your project, we print out a tabloid, is what it's called. It's a large piece of paper, and we give it to our crew lead. And our crew lead has been trained to read these blueprints to execute the job properly. The goal is to get me out of the scenario as much as possible,
Yeah.
and put everything I know on paper,
Yeah.
and within training and stages of the people underneath me.
Yeah, I
So
think
that's
so.
how-
It sounds
that's
to
how
me
we do
it's,
that.
it's very systematized.
And that's the goal for every business.
It is well, if you want to scale.
If you're trying to scale, if you're trying to be efficient, is
Yeah.
where we're trying to be. So
And
everything
that
from
goes
Yeah.
everywhere from the amount of hours it's going to take to do a job the amount of dollars I need to charge for it, the amount of
Exactly.
dollars I'm going to spend on it, the amount of everything.
And this kid that's 25 years old put me on this.
Really?
He's 25 years old. He's only worked in big landscaping companies, so he brought a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of him, and this is where we're going. So I mean, he'll see me do something, and he's not afraid to be like, "Hey, Mike, you're messing up here."
Wow.
And it was something I didn't see an issue
Yeah.
that cost me $450 a day.
Wow.
And it was as simple as getting fuel tanks at my yard.
Wow.
And I was like, "Damn, a fuel tank's expensive." He said, "Well, here, let me break this down for you a year, what you're doing now." And it's all numbers,
Wow.
And so everything from getting to the job site faster with a fuel tank of gas, all the way to having the material ordered a week ahead. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at right now in Fast Landscaping.
And for your leadership to be okay with that, that's huge.
Right.
Because so many leaders are like, I know how to do this. You're what? You're
Right.
7. Get out of here.
I know.
And
Yeah.
for you to have that leadership, that's good on you. That's great.
I appreciate that a lot. I mean, I feel like you have to adapt with like what's going on with technology and just be, like if he worked at other big landscaping companies that I never did,
Yeah.
Take his experience.
take
Yeah.
the experience, run with it, try it out. Hey, dude, that sucked and that didn't work, but
Yeah.
this was amazing, and we're gonna stick with that.
I have a 19-year-old guy that works with me, and probably one of the smartest guys I've ever met. Intuitive, has processes, procedures, and he, the guy who says, I can do anything, and you never believe that guy. I believe it when this guy
Yeah.
says it. Like, I don't know how many deals that we've had come through that when I put the numbers together and it costs us $12,000, he comes back and goes, nah, I can do it at $3,500, and it'd be better than you ever touched it.
Right.
Wow.
So I mean, there's still some differences. I mean, this kid's only worked for me for like 3 months. I think it's going to go on for a long time. But, there's been a couple scenarios where I was like, I don't even want to try that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're 25.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
doing this for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Like half the time you've been alive.
Right.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? But, so I do ride that line still, but I mean, I'm open ears,
Yeah.
And that comes with anything. I mean, in these networking groups on the Homeowner Show, I'm all ears to other business owners and trying to, learn. And sometimes I'm the quiet guy in the back of the room. I'm just trying to listen, and I'll take what I can,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's smart because there's a lot of people out there that have been doing a lot longer than you have.
Right.
But at the same time, it doesn't make it better. And but it's like any book that you read, right? Especially like if it's a nonfiction book, you read it, and you kind of got to take what you like and get rid of the stuff you really don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Exactly.
and just kind of learning. But that's pretty impressive to have a kid. He's a kid coming in
Yeah.
and
So
man,
I've been with my wife for 7 years,
okay.
and it still feels fresh.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the same relationship with this kid. Like, I feel like he can work with me for a long time, and it still feels fresh.
Yeah.
And, those relationships are rare.
They
Out
are.
of the 35 to 40 people that work for me, there's 2 of those people under
Wow.
that umbrella. And I'm constantly going, hey, you're not going to make it after seeing them work, or, this is a good fit.
Yeah.
And out of the 35 to 40 people that work for me, there's 2 people that are. I got one guy that could just do anything.
Yeah.
And then this kid, the brains. So if it were to go down to the last 3 people, it'd be me and those 2 guys.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. I asked someone else this earlier. If you could do any one type of job that's the only thing you ever did forever and ever and ever, what would it be?
Do you mean like within my industry that I'm in?
Yes, within your industry.
I'm a fan of hardscaping.
Okay.
So hardscaping is landscaping, but non-living things. So
Okay.
it's like things that don't die.
Yep.
So
Stones, pavers.
So we do a lot of decorative pavers. So it's not like the stuff like the pavers that you see at Home Depot.
Okay.
It's you really have to like if you don't know about it, you have to do some research on it. But it's real decorative and it's pretty. Like
Yeah.
it's more expensive than concrete if you do it properly.
Well, sure.
So retaining walls and pavers would be my niche.
Okay.
But the name of the company just is landscaping. So I mean, of course, we could be sitting here. You guys could be master gardeners, and I never took the course.
Right.
but I know all the plants.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So call me a master gardener, that's fine. I mean, I don't have this certificate from taking that course,
Right.
but it's just not like my crazy passion, but it is my not even a partner, my general manager, Alex, the 25-year-old kid. He's all about staying in your lane and growing that. He's like, dude, you don't need to open up a pool business. You don't need to go start another business. You just need to scale the one you're at.
Wow. That's wise.
Yeah.
Does he have,
I'm telling you, this kid is something different.
did
Yeah.
he have family that worked in a business that helped him learn this, or did he just like
Just
in
Gary
those,
V. He's just watching Gary
Maybe.
V the entire
Maybe.
I
day.
don't know.
He might be.
Like, if you asked him right now, people, like, whenever he's with me from other networking groups, we have lunches and stuff, and he's been with me to those, and they're like, hey, how's Faust doing? And he's like, we closed 73%. You know what I mean? Like, it's all
Yeah,
numbers.
right off
It's
numbers.
not like, and me, ask me that question, I'm like, yeah, we're doing good. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
But, like, he's
That's
really
impressive.
analytical with it, and, he's been a blessing for sure.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really good. So, let me ask you this: with regard to this election, like, how do you have you noticed? I've heard a lot of people that said like the beginning of October was pretty good.
Yeah.
Been kind of weird the last couple of weeks. Have you noticed any difference? And second question that I want you to answer is like, do you think business-wise, one party or the other is going to make a difference in the way you see your business moving forward?
I will be upfront and say that I'm not so much of a political man.
Sure.
So
That's okay.
I don't want to sound like not intelligent whenever
Sure.
I talk about this, but I will say that whenever Donald Trump was president, things seemed good. I will say that business did slow down, but again, we closed 73%. So
That's
a
pretty
pretty
good.
good closing ratio.
It is.
And it comes back to those designs and the presentation that we deliver. So I wouldn't give like a president the satisfaction for us closing jobs.
You still
But-
have to do your job.
Yeah,
you
we're
mean?
still doing ours.
How about that?
But I will say that people are holding on tight right now because oil
Yeah.
and gas is down. We had that scare with the port. You know, everyone was kind of freaking out
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. And then
The strike.
Yeah, the strike that was going on. And then, of course, the presidential election. I'm a trade, so I'm doing a lot of stuff outside. So there's, a lot of people are just holding on to their money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So thank God over the years I've built relationships with people that are doing, must-do landscaping jobs, like new home builds. And they have to put the like home builders are hiring us, you know what I mean? So
that's great.
it's unfortunate for the people that are just wanting to get into the industry with a time like this, but God's always been on our side. We've always had work, and I don't let go of the ball. I mean, every morning, me and my team, we wake up and we're ready to landscape, and we're showing up to our appointments on time. So I feel like I did feel something with this whole scenario that's been going on, but it wasn't like it didn't stop business.
Good.
Yeah.
No, that's really good because I do think that, like you said, landscaping for most people isn't a have-to-have.
Right.
Unless it's tree work. Sometimes tree. Do you do tree work?
So we pretty much do everything outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if a tree falls, you got to do something about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something. If your plumbing breaks, you got to do something about it.
Yeah.
If my flower beds don't look very good, unless my HOA tells me I have to,
Right.
So
I'm
you're-
probably going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at more of like the maintenance side stuff.
Okay.
So, like, you don't know a lot about an industry unless you're really in it.
Sure.
And
I believe that.
We do a lot of new build stuff. So we're quoting on a lot of commercial stuff before it's even in the phase of getting built.
Right.
And then, we have a whole bunch of pool builders that we work for that must put back the customer's grass, must fix the irrigation, and we work with multiple home builders that need the landscaping done to sell the house. So these are reoccurring work for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's always been a good thing.
I have
But
a
the maintenance
commercial.
side, that's where it's been slowing down a bit.
Sure,
Is
that
where
makes
it's like, oh, my flower bed looks not great. Like,
Yeah,
those-
residential
we're
is
not-
one thing.
We're
Commercials.
we're not getting those calls as much right
Sure.
now.
I can see that.
But yeah,
Makes sense.
I have a commercial construction company, and so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
And these are months and months before
Yeah.
ground's broken or leases are signed.
Yeah.
I have like our clients are IBM, Coca-Cola, a lot of other medical facilities, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And this is all over Texas. But one of the most highest paid and appreciated has been landscaping 100%, because even though you have sheetrock and framing and all that stuff, what they care about is what the client walks in and sees.
Right.
And so you create the feeling before they ever enter in the room.
exactly. And I mean, that just comes with the style of land. There's so many different styles of landscape. But like, take a model home for an example, where they don't even pour the driveway, and they just
Yeah.
have like that crazy landscaped entrance. It makes you feel like as soon as you open your door, it's like, oh my God, I have to have it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're trying to give all of our clients
Yeah.
at their personal house.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that what's bizarre about where we live is that it is so much about I have to have that. Not
To
I
keep up with the next guy. type shit.
that's
Yeah.
it. But, you know, if you can create raving fans with your, you know, the work that you do, then they're going to tell everybody.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. I mean, if you create a raving fan, their only option is to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And so they're going to show pictures. Oh, tell me about your guy, you know?
Yeah.
And that's, man, a lot of good business happens just by doing good business.
Do y'all do those TikTok cuts? You know,
Oh,
there's this
the-
one guy I follow, man.
Yeah.
His name SB something, and he's always cleaning up somebody's yard and shows a whole breakdown of it. And man, I'll watch like 10 of them in a row.
Yeah, I mean, I like TikTok as well. But no, I'm not the guy to do like the cell phone and be like, hey, I'm Michael Faust,
Right.
and this is what we're doing today. Like,
Yeah.
that's not me, you know?
Give it to your 25-year-old. Let homeboy do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that's not him either, though.
No?
I mean, I can just tell that's not him. And before him, I was really improvising a lot. You know, it sucks to say that, but it was just my skill right then
Yeah.
and there. Because, you know, whenever we're a month out, it was like, damn, I forgot what we were doing here sometimes. So it was
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
was improvising, and I'm like, well, I'm good at this. The variegated privet needs to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now with him, we're able to landscape prior in full before the job's done and print it out. And then it's done.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So there's just less improvising, and it's more processes and procedures, and I think that benefits us and the client.
Sure.
Well, I mean, you were, without getting into too much, but you were at a point where you were kind of burned out.
I was, and I'm excited again.
Yeah, I can tell it.
Yeah, I am.
I can tell the difference.
I mean,
and we haven't talked about that.
Yeah,
I just knew.
No, you can feel it.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a bad general manager, and I'm not going to name anyone names on here or anything, but like, I was just burned out of putting out fires all the time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, this isn't enjoyable. I know I'm a hard worker. I can go get a good job.
Yeah.
You know, if I can run a business, I could definitely help someone else.
Right.
You know,
And you were ready to do that.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, for one, everything's for sale. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
You know,
I had someone come up to me one time and they were like, "Hey, is your truck for sale?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is.
It is.
It absolutely is.
But-
Everything I own is for sale."
Yeah, I mean, everything. Besides my wife and kids.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not
relationships aside.
Yeah, well, that depends on the day. So,
No, you go good with the bad and in with the good, you know.
Right.
But no, I was burned out, and I know I'm heading in the right direction, so it feels
Yeah.
good. And
When
it
you
all
can
revolves around
remove
the right
yourself,
people.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, the relationships, hiring the right people, bringing the right people in, and you being able to remove yourself from the stuff you don't want to do,
Yeah,
that's huge.
yeah. I mean, literally, guys, I was working till sun up to sundown, before sun up to sundown, well after sundown.
Yeah.
And now,
And you got
guys,
kiddos.
I get off at like 2 or 3. Whew. I'm making more money.
Yeah.
And it was because I hired a 25-year-old guy
yeah.
that knew what the hell he was doing.
Yeah.
And it was rough at first. He was like, dude, yeah. He was like, yeah. And you don't want to admit that while you're in the rut, you know what I mean? But when you come out, it's easier to talk about.
Yeah, let pride out. Good.
And so, no, we're in the right direction. I mean, even like something that normal landscaping companies don't look at.
Right.
He'll even pull up a graph sheet and be like, look, and this is like where we're supposed to be, but there's another line right above it the entire year. You know what I mean? Since he's been here.
Yeah.
And it's not him showboating, it's all facts.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
That's really cool.
So I encourage any business owner to find that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even if you have a bad experience, keep looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're out there, and there's still good people out there that are hard workers that want to
Do right.
do right.
Yeah.
They want to take care of their family, and they're okay taking care of your family.
Yeah.
You know, they really are.
I mean, whenever he told me what he wanted, I was a little taken back at first. I was like, I'm already in the rut.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're asking for a lot, bro.
Yeah.
But as soon as, like, I don't even feel his money.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
I don't even feel it.
Yeah. But he
I'm
knew
like,
what he
you
was
want a
worth.
raise, dude?
Yeah.
Like,
He knew what he was worth. He knew it.
Yeah.
yeah. No, he was like, sign this contract and everything. Like, it was like, at 25.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Well, good for you, man.
Yeah, no, everything's on the up and up.
That's good. Well, I'll tell you this. First of all, thank you for sponsoring tonight. I'll tell you this. If you want a guy that's actually going to, do really, really good work for you whenever it comes to your landscaping, give Faust a call. They will take care of you. A 25-year-old is probably going to show up at your house and get it done right. So it's good, man.
Yeah, we've been in the off season we've been riding together, so you'll probably get both of us.
That's cool.
Hey, that's all right, man. Why not?
We come and attack you in a nice way.
Yeah, that's so good.
And we're all ears at first, and then we tell you what's realistic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
So here's a question. I asked somebody else this. What Christmas gift do you get your landscaper?
Ooh.
Great question. Are you asking like what I'm giving them?
No, what do you
should
want?
we get for? Yeah, what do you want?
Cash.
Okay. All right. All right. So like a teenager.
Like literally just give them a tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm doing for them this year is new. We're going to take the entire week off all the way to January 2nd, and I'm paying them
Awesome.
to not work.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the one you can.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah,
but even
being
if you
able to.
couldn't, that you're committing to doing that.
No, I am going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a reset, and I think it's going to be good for the company, just to let them spend time with their families and, just to reset. I mean, these guys, if you think I work hard, I mean, these guys are really working hard.
In the
you know?
hot summers.
In the hot summer, in the
Jeez.
cold winters, in the
Yeah.
rain. I mean, guys, they were working today. I don't know if you live in Texas, but it was downpouring this morning, and they're standing in the rain waiting for me to say, load up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And once the
one
rain
week-
stops, it's just muggy and nasty.
Yeah, and I stopped by all
wet.
their job sites today, and they were making progress. So, I mean, if you got good guys, take care of them.
Yeah.
If you're a homeowner and you want to do something nice for your guys, a drink, a tip, it all goes.
smell.
It
It's
all goes hand in hand.
Great.
Yeah, that was a good question though.
Cool.
So you can. We're in we're in the home stretch of this thing. We're supposed to end here at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We got a few more sponsors to get through, but we have some new reporting to. You got the final. Sean's just
He's
playing
just
with
punching
the
things.
Final four.
He's learning.
Dude, I don't. When was the last
he's-
time? No, don't do that one. Don't do that one.
I've messed it all up.
Yeah, you did. Here, I'll fix it.
Unselect. Oh, listen,
it's
guys.
gotta
What were
be-
you
It's
gonna
gotta
say?
run-
What
it's
were you
gotta
gonna
run-
say, Craig?
That's got to go.
Well, no, I was
off.
gonna say we got the last
run
like
its
20
course.
minutes here. You're welcome to stay. I mean, like we got some election data. We got to report
That's how you do it.
for sure.
No, I got a.
you got a bolt?
I got an 18-day-old baby at the
Oh
house.
man.
She won't even know you're not there.
Yeah, I know.
No, but somebody
your
else.
wife
will. But it means-
I was
but
gonna
it
say
means,
another girl in his house will.
Yeah, so and I brought my assistant with me. It's only
I'm so glad
respectful
she
to get
came,
out of
man.
here. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the landscaping assistant at Faust
Okay.
Landscaping. If I know y'all can see her, but homeowners can't. she's been a good addition as well. So if you get an invoice from me, that's where it's coming from.
From her.
Yeah.
Awesome. We were actually just talking. We met at another networking group before she started working for you.
Yeah.
So like we've known her for a while. She's fantastic.
Yeah, so she's bilingual. She's ready to learn. You know, if you're at a landscaping company employed, you have to have the Spanish tongue.
You do.
I actually speak Spanish as well. I'm not going to show off on the homeowner show, but if you hire me and give me an opportunity to come out and bid at your property, I'll show a little bit of the Spanish.
Awesome.
I mean, not to brag, but I read biblical Greek.
Oh, wow.
There you go. That's bragging. Because I was bragging.
Yeah.
Yeah, I speak Spanish. All right.
Right.
Well, look, I can understand a lot of Spanish. I did 2 summers in Mexico,
Yeah.
and so like I learned how to like hear the language. I still can't speak it. Like,
Butcher it.
Well, here's the thing.
but like
whenever whenever you say that, they know how to say words around what you know to make you not know.
yes, yes they do, absolutely. Or they know how
So
to do it
even
really
with,
fast.
Even with the Spanish I know, you can twist the word a little, and you can, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah.
it can be like mumbled in Spanish,
Yes.
and they can understand. Yeah.
because they pick up on that pretty quick. That like, oh, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And then they'll
change the
yes.
verbiage up to where it's like he definitely doesn't know this word.
I know restaurant kitchen Spanish.
Restaurant kitchen.
There you go. That's a good start. That's
None
where I
of
started.
it's good.
Yeah,
I
that's where
know
started.
schoolyard Spanish.
Kevin knows all the swear words.
Yeah, that's pretty much
There
it.
you go. That's a good Spanish.
Yeah.
Well, hey, y'all enjoy the election. It
Dude,
was a pleasure.
thank you.
Hasta luego.
Appreciate you.
Adios.
Fajitas for 2?
All right, guys. Two sponsors for tonight. Love you, Mike. Two sponsors for tonight.
210.
Memory Making Vacations. We had Marianne up earlier, and listen, guys, she planned my universal family vacation, and she did it for me and my kids, and then my sister and our friend, and we had a complicated trip, and she made it happen.
Yeah. Y'all had a lot going on.
We
that
had a
trip.
lot going on that trip.
And it was a hurricane.
Yep. That's right. Listen, it was a complicated trip because we weren't flying back when we were done with our time at the parks. We were staying at the beach for a few more days, and so like we had flights to work around. We had, car rentals that we needed worked around.
Yeah.
I mean, it was complicated. This memory making vacations can make it happen for you guys. She's fantastic to work with. Give her a call. Cruises, Disney, Universal. Even when they open the new Epic Park, she's going to be able to get it scheduled.
You got it in there. Got it in there.
She wants to make it happen. Kevin, what's the phone number?
Oh, the phone number is 936-689-9879.
And also, one of our other sponsors tonight, the first one to sign up for election night 2024 is Senko Services. We got to visit with Corey earlier. Listen, the dude knows what he's doing. Whether it's clearing land, retention ponds, building a pad, building a house, building a barn, building like whatever it is, the dude can make it happen here in Texas or Louisiana. Just fantastic company. Listen, I mean, like, I've seen the house that he built for his wife.
And they just sold.
And she's here, and she's still happy.
Yeah,
And,
she
and
is.
she's moving on to the next house, and I imagine he's going to build the next one.
You have no doubt that he is.
Yeah, and like, look, I can show you the listing. It was freaking gorgeous house.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome.
I got to tell you, I was a little jealous.
I bet.
A little jealous.
I bet.
So, dude knows how to build a house. Dude knows how to clear some land.
Hey, that's awesome.
He can make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
Give him a call.
yeah, Senko Services. What's the number, Kev?
The number is 936-276-9188.
Awesome. All right, so it's just us.
It's just us.
It's just us now at the end of the night.
Dream
We're gonna wrap it up here at 10. We got 2 more sponsors to get through, but like big takeaways from tonight, gentlemen.
Well, the biggest takeaway right now is that Trump is running
Chicken
away.
goes on a biscuit.
No, that's not it. Chicken is always gone on a biscuit.
Have we talked about the?
We should. I think we should start there.
Did you have it, Shaun?
The chicken on a biscuit?
Yeah.
The thing when I first got here?
Yeah, the thing in the
goat
there's
cheese?
yeah. Uh huh.
Blueberry,
Oh, it was
chicken.
phenomenal.
Holy
Yeah.
Did
cow.
you make that?
No.
Oh, I've
That's
seen you
Chef
do it.
Trennis.
I know.
Wow.
He's
Is there more?
They packed some up for us because like
Nice.
foolishly they didn't finish them. Now he made 40 of them.
What time do they close?
Yeah,
They're cleaning up, but they
Closing
packed. Listen, I'll send you guys home with some. But like they're freaking delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were so good.
So let me tell you guys, like there is a special menu put out every week by Chef Trennis. He does Taco Tuesday. He does 3 different tacos every Tuesday. So there's 3 different tacos he made tonight.
Man.
So like this week's theme was America. So you were dressed for the occasion.
Yes.
Well
Believe
done.
it or not.
But like every Friday, he does a special fry, like a themed fry.
Okay.
And it's usually like there's usually like a theme around like an ethnic food or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, dude, he absolutely kills it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so creative. But anyway, sorry. Big takeaway from tonight.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's still going to take a while before we figure some of this stuff out. But one of the things that's a little bit bizarre right now, we'll see how it all shakes out. But right now, Trump is at 210. Kamala is at 113.
Yeah.
So-
well, like here's what's interesting is the blue wall is looking red.
It is, in fact, right now, and again, we still got a long way to go, but right now, you've got Pennsylvania, Georgia, Arizona, and North Carolina all leaning red.
Yeah.
And
none of the swing states have been called,
No,
which
they
I
have
think
not.
is important for people to know.
It is. But you've even got Michigan and Wisconsin up there leaning red.
which is crazy.
It is crazy. And again, who knows what's going to happen?
And Trump's leaning by 1% in Wisconsin, 2% in Pennsylvania, 3 points. I'm sorry.
3
Yeah,
points in
3
Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, who knows what's going to happen with this? But
And we've called Texas for Trump, but we haven't called Texas for Cruz.
no, it's still
And
hanging
Cruz,
out there.
73% reporting, and he's at 53.7%.
Yeah, there's still a lot hanging out there, which is
Him going
it's
to
truly
Cancun-
bizarre.
Him going to Cancun has definitely followed.
It was a
him
problem,
around. Yeah.
and that was a while back.
Now,
Yeah.
so here's something that's a little interesting. We do have a libertarian kind of taking up 2% of the vote in that race, and it doesn't seem to be favoring all red. Like he's only at 44.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Cruz is almost up by a good 10%.
That's a good point.
In that race. So I mean, but we also don't have a lot of the metropolitan areas reporting yet
No,
fully.
no, for sure.
But 73% reporting. I mean, that seems to be pretty favorable towards him. I mean,
Right.
to have a 10-point swing over less than 25%.
Yeah.
That seems unlikely, but they don't feel comfortable calling it yet.
No.
So
There's still a lot to be determined, and of course the West Coast. I mean, they're still eating dinner out there, so there's still a lot going on out there.
yeah, and there's a lot of Senate seats up for grabs. I mean, right now we're sitting at 37 Democrats and 48 Republicans. So really, the Republicans really only need to take 3 more seats in order to keep the majority,
Yeah,
which seems pretty likely.
it does
Because
It
we
does.
haven't called Texas. Nebraska is still up for grabs. Montana is actually in play.
Yeah.
You like some of these swing states, again, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, are leaning red
They are.
in the Senate races, which seems to be favorable towards Trump. But we'll see.
Yeah. Again, still a lot to go. I don't know. I will say that if some of these states wind up reporting tonight, we might have an answer tonight.
So here's an interesting
I
one.
agree.
Like right
Starting to
now,
think
you
that.
have Georgia at 90% reporting.
Yeah.
And he's at 51%.
Yeah.
So like they still don't. And I think it's because Georgia was so contestable last time.
They were going all out to make sure. In fact, they were talking about they bought and brought in new machines for all of these absentee ballots
Right.
on being able to cut them open. There's 2 different envelopes that they have to cut open in order to then verify that the signature is there and something else was there before they even counted it. So
Yeah.
they had a lot to do, but they invested in the equipment to be able to do that faster. And it seems at this point at 90% to have been working.
Wow, so many of them are so close.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, you look at Michigan only has like 26% reporting.
That's a low. Yeah,
Now he's leading.
by 4 points almost.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll see what happens. Sorry, I interrupted my question. Big takeaways from tonight, Kevin. You were kind of.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. First of all, I would just talk about the race as far as that goes. But I'll tell you one of the big things that I took away after talking to a bunch of the people that were on our panel tonight was that, look, it doesn't really matter what happens in this race. People still have to live their lives,
Right.
and people still have to earn a living, and people still have to, to wake up and work hard and, run a business or work for a business, feed their families. All of these things have to happen. So, at whatever happens, one of my big key takeaways is, the more we can be kind to one another and help one another and be good people to one another, then this world will still be good. We can still work this out, no matter
Yeah.
what happens. That's one of my key takeaways.
How about you, Shaun?
Yeah, it's same. I was actually thinking like the entrepreneurial spirit of these owners. They're not. These aren't major corporations.
Right.
People.
No, they're small
in this room,
businesses.
Small business owners.
That's it.
And they'll always be the backbone of this country, of
Yeah.
our economic system. Will rise and fall on the small business owner.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know one significant takeaway. I was encouraged just by everyone's demeanor.
Yeah, it could have been something tonight.
Yeah, it really could. And
But it wasn't anything.
It wasn't anything. no, I mean, we could have had it could have gotten a little rowdy
It
in
could
here.
have. It didn't.
You know?
Even in the
Hoping
next
it
room.
would.
Well, we still have 2 minutes, buddy.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I
And
wouldn't cause a scene.
well, look, I mean, like
You're trying to make a scene.
when we booked this event, I had a conversation with the owner and some of the people that help manage the restaurant, and they're like, "Are you guys going to be like, obnoxious and rude and I appreciated the question because I feel like it's an honest one, and I also feel like that's a sad question.
Yeah.
That you have to ask people that now about their political affiliation. Are
Unfortunately.
you going to be rude and obnoxious?
Yeah.
They prefaced it by saying like, look, we know you,
Yeah.
and we trust you.
Yeah.
But like, we don't know the people that you associate with. Like, what's it going to be like in here?
Right.
And I said, look, we're here to have fun. We're here to have a good time, which it seems like everyone had a great time.
Oh, I
Yeah,
believe so.
Like I would do this again in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Like, it seemed like a lot of fun, and there was a lot of people that didn't get to make it just because they were sick.
Right.
Like there's a weird strain of
There
stuff
is.
going through the community.
There is.
It's like COVID too. What I felt in the room tonight was just like genuine affection for one another, and no one was like, "Who are you voting for?"
Right.
None of that was happening
We all
tonight. It was
know.
everyone was like, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's fair for the most part. I mean, like, look, I know that there are some quiet Democrat voters in this area.
Sure.
I do. Some of them are my clients, and I would never want to like make them feel bad about voting their conscience.
No.
But this room just felt genuine. It felt kind, respectful, polite. And I think the country could use a little more of what was happening in this room tonight.
I agree.
Yeah.
Even the people that came up and spoke their mind and said, "Well, I'm this way," never spoke condemnation down on anybody else that would think differently.
Right.
You know, and I think people are beginning to realize that a certain amount of tolerance is far more desirable than war. You know, because there's been a lot of talk about like civil war
There has.
here. You
And,
know,
we've had a lot of crazy things happen over the last few months.
well, I mean, like, look, the White House is boarded up right now.
Right.
Right.
You know, and that's because people in the past have behaved foolishly.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, there's a fence that comes up every major election, or any major call around the White House that was built in 2020
Right.
because of the Civil War effects or because of the rioting and stuff that's going on. It was never erected before then,
Right.
and now it's erected every single time something hits their airwaves.
Yeah. So, and we do have some new data coming in. Trump just jumped to 214 because Idaho was called, as well as Utah. Kamala also jumped to 179 because
California.
California.
and Washington.
Anytime you throw California in the mix, man, you're going to get a bunch of points.
Yep,
And then
California,
Washington. I don't know if Colorado was called earlier, but that has
was
been
not.
called.
It
So
was not.
Colorado's been called for her. So she made a significant jump right there with those three states. So anyway, we have two more sponsors we need to get through for the night. We're a little bit over 10 o'clock, but that's okay. Fisher Family Plumbing, we got to sit down with them for a little bit tonight. Love them.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great family business. I loved her suggestion to homeowners to pay a little bit more to get that camera inspection for your pipes, especially on older homes. When you start dealing with like roots and things like that can get into the pipes underneath the foundation, if you're uncertain, and you don't know,
Yeah.
it's not something that a regular inspector does. It's one of those additional things that you have to pay for, but could save you gobs of money in the long run, in order to make sure that you're not buying a lemon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I know you're in the construction business. I mean, pipes underneath the foundation could be a nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just plumbing, because you'd have to get land in there. You'd have to get foundation, because you have to get certain piers and beams to put underneath there to support as you dig and root around.
Yeah.
And leaks happen in such a way where they just sit there for years, and you don't realize it because your bill kind of steadily goes up. But as it softens the ground around your foundation, you have huge foundation issues.
Right.
All because you didn't scope it for that $350.
Yeah, which is nothing compared to the what she was talking about, what could have been like a $15,000 bill.
Yeah.
On getting that thing fixed. And I've seen some of these jobs where these guys have to dig basically a gopher hole
Right.
under the foundation in order to get things made right, and no one wants to dig that hole.
No.
So, anyway, look, for all your plumbing needs, give Fisher Family Plumbing a call. Kev, what's their phone number?
Phone number is 832-844-7200.
Fantastic. And then we got Faust Landscaping to bring up the caboose on this 3-hour podcast.
Yeah, it's been fun.
You guys got to visit with him. I mean,
Yeah.
I just used him for a pretty big project on my place. Super happy with the integrity he brought to that thing.
They've been doing an amazing job. Just listening to him talking about increasing their systems and doing things in a much more strategic way, which benefits everybody. Whenever things are done in a process-driven way, you can just make sure that things are being done in a quality that without that you can't inspect. And so, if you want your landscaping done well, and if you want someone who's going to care about it and make sure that you're taken care of, give Faust a call. Their number is 936-207-3238.
Fantastic. Guys, this is, I don't know if the numbers have changed, but it's now 10 o'clock. We told everybody we're going to shut it down. And, let's be honest, this is not the Daily Wire.
No, it's not.
Shaun did not bring his yarmulke.
No.
Actually, I like to talk about it. No, you're right. I can't.
Nope.
That was my Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. That's right. Well, guys, thank you so much. We're going to sign off. It's been fun. We'd love to hear from you. If you have not already, please go out and subscribe to all of our channels on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, X, if that's a thing. Anyway,
It is a thing.
It is. Please, thank you for all of the support you've given us. Until next time, we'll see you later.
See ya.
Oh!